I actually don't know what to say to you. Usually, if I come in early, I've like something very, very silly and fun and whatever. I'm just really excited to make quiche. Are you ready to groove? Let's go. It is on this day today. It is the day today. On this day, it is Friday. Hello, everybody. Hello. We got Debsy and Melinda Magpie and Anani and Kevinwa and Ewan Hutch, and we have Keza, hello, and Good Girl, and JP Brennan, and we have a shark close-up from Marie. Hello, Marie. I'll be on to that in 1 minute, and if I forget, you hunt me down, all right? Barrett, hello, JC Broken Light, and Person Human Bobbington, hello, Snoppet. Hello, a happy Friday to you. And Fruity Jester, and Robert HD, and Rogue Trooper, and Mr. Twister, and Tomatech Games, hello. Invisible Dawn, thank you for 7 months. Hello. Oh my goodness. Traveling in a Box, hello. Blood Moon Mountain, hello. Miss Eliza Benz, and Kenny Loney, and Shadow, hello. It is Quiche. Ow. Quiche Day. I keep doing that. I'm such an idiot. Oh my goodness. Leonard McTee, good day! Treeman, hello. Good Girl says I can only make it to the beginning of a Friday stream for... Oh, you're able to make it for the beginning. Yes! Hey, I was going to say, I thought you'd make it all the time. Yeah. Jedi, thank you for the bits. I don't think that made any noise. Hang on. I think we might have some alert messing. Did that make noise for you? Did you hear that? Oh my goodness. Bobbing says quiche is great. Quiche is so great. I love a quiche. Love a quiche. Science Bish, hello quiche jumper, just for 1 day. I mean, to be fair, I make things that aren't cakes. I bet you want proof that I'm here and everything. I bet. Hello. The music is actually just about to finish, so I'm going to pop it on the thing in the back instead. There we go. Are the alerts... Okay, the alerts are not making any noise. Do you know what it is? I found this out a while ago and I forgot about it. If you use OBS, every single time Windows updates, it resets your default audio devices in OBS. Every single update, no matter how big, no matter how small, it just resets them. Just for the laugh. And I keep forgetting, I didn't even realize my laptop had updated. So give me 1 second now, give me 1 second now. Hold on. I'm gonna... Did you hear anything that time? No? Oh, Shadow, thank you for the bits, though. I'm not sure if I said I got so caught up with everything. All right. Oh, my goodness. Johansson, hello. How are you doing? That is very annoying. Let's see. I have no option to output this through a different device. Hang on. Advanced audio properties. I'm so confused. I genuinely don't know why it's like this. Why? Sorry, Shadow, I'm just going to... Nope. It's not playing. Ewan has good news, though. Let's keep it going with the good news. After 2 weeks of getting stuff ready, I finally applied for a new job. Let's give it up for Ewan. Oh, I hope it goes well for you. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I really, really hope so. I really, really hope so. Hey. Katie says Windows update just breaking OBS. Just picks it up. It's happened only a couple of times with the PC inside. It's happened regularly with Windows 11 on this laptop. Now, the laptop itself is brilliant. Like, it's a fantastic thing. Give me 1 second. I'm going to see if we can solve this. I want to see grooving in the meantime. Let's see. Can we do anything about this? We should be able to. I can't see any reason we can't. I might have to put him down a hole in the ground again. Still nothing. Can you hear that?
Quiche jumper cake you blankies.
Anything? Oh, yeah, because now I don't have it. This is the weird thing. Like, I keep being able to set it so that ye can hear it, but it's monitor and output, so I should be able to hear it as well. It's so weird. I don't know what. Anyway, that's gonna do for now. I actually forgot to ask my Tara what he did last week to fix it, so we'll deal with that when we get to it. Space Panini, hello! Lovely to have you in as well. How are you keeping? We have good news from Foxfire. I'm finally getting a dining room table and chairs after 4 months. Yes. Hello.
What's going on?
The exact same thing with the alerts as before. They can hear it on stream, but I cannot, and I can't find anything that'll make it do anything. I changed it to monitor and output, and now they can hear it. Before, I couldn't hear it, and neither could they. Can we get some appreciation from Dara? I think it might be a Windows Update thing because I had to change around a few other audio devices. I just didn't even think to have a look at the...
Here you see in audio advanced monitoring device, you just
Yes?
need to make sure that this is up to date.
Oh, good. I hadn't even noticed that. All right.
Just try replaying that. Nope.
Nothing. Hey!
Quiche jumper cake you blankies.
Thank you, McDara. Hey,
Tell you what I have fixed, lol.
it's okay. We still appreciate you. It's a mystery of our time.
Let's do this.
Oh.
We'll do
Oh. No. I just can't figure it out. Like, I actually feel like I'm going mad. Like, because it should be. It should be. Thank you so much for helping. Thank you.
It should be going out.
Yeah, it should be. That's the strangest thing, because like there's no other audio output devices that it could be defaulting to other than the speakers or maybe the ripsaw, but that's not even showing up, I don't think.
It is, yeah.
Is it? Oh my god, is that actually it?
No.
Okay, I thought for a minute that was it. How are the people anyway? Subslot, hello. Phoenix, and Robotcraft, hello. And Shan, hello. For a second it looked like you were backing away like he's deactivating a bomb. No, maybe he is. Redna, hello. And Cake, now you're having problems with the audio too. Told you. It's something else. It is something, let me tell you. Marsh, hello! Marsh, thank you for 27 months!
No, you can do that. That's pretty nice.
How are you doing, Marsh? Lovely to see you. How's things? Are you well? Shadow Dragon, hello. Yeah, the Windows sound test. Give it up. It's a club banger. It's certified.
Hear that. That's good.
Yeah, they heard the Windows sound test, and we heard it. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Well, that's still not it. We have some chatters.
Oh my goodness. Hang on, I have to catch up with you. Jedi, thank you for the bits. I wanted to work so badly. Thank you, McDara, for trying to help. I thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Rendezvous, thank you so much. I only did my hair there last week and I like it very much. Thank you so much. You're very, very kind. And Cassio, thank you for continuing your gift sub. I thank you very, very much. Oh my goodness. Anonymous Cheer, thank you for 100 bits. And lads, thank you for kicking off a hype train. And thank you for being patient while we try and iron out the audio difficulties with the alerts and whatnot. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. You were three good. And I'll catch back up with you in a few minutes. Thank you, McDara. My foot. If there's any way you can get it so that everyone else can hear it at least, I'd be completely fine with that.
They should be able to still hear it, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Or well, probably not at the moment. Ah, they should be able to now.
Right. Can you hear that?
They should be able to on this one.
On that one? This one? Yes, okay, that'll do. For some reason I just can't get it, we can't get it to come through this end and I do not know why.
Yes.
It is a mystery. It is a mystery. I'm saying it's a mystery because that's the nicest word I can think of right now. Redna, thank you for the bits. I thank you very, very much. It just means I then have to watch the screen a little more closely to make sure I don't miss anything, you know? It is the strangest thing and I do not understand it. Very strange. Yeah, I think it's a Windows update. Sorry, who is that? Sticky McBeans, I think it was a Windows update that messed it up because it's done that in OBS a couple of times where it just changes all the default stuff, but I don't know.
As far as I can see, that should be working, but it ain't.
Yeah,
So
it's very weird. It's very weird.
If you weren't live, I'd suggest an OBS restart, but you are
Yeah,
live.
I already restarted it for some other stuff, but look it'll be grand. I'll manage.
I mean, the device when it started up was set to a device that doesn't exist anymore, probably because of the Windows.
Probably
update.
because the Windows update. That's probably it. And OBS is a bit weird with just not picking up stuff if you plug it in while it's running. So thank you for trying, McDara. At least the people can hear it now. Thank you. All right, let's have a chat. Let's catch up. How are the people doing? Thank you so much for kicking off the hype train as well, lads. Let me tell you, we have a sub goal this month for a media share stream. So save up your good memes, your clean memes, your bowel memes, and we can all have a good laugh together. If one of these goes well, we can do them every so often as a bit of a special occasion as well. So hit chat. Lux, thank you for 28 months at tier 3. I can't. I don't have the TTS on for resubs because of this, but thank you so much. I thank you very, very much. I can read it out if you want. Sam, ram, gram, lam, ham, cam, mam, swam, sham, dam, am, slam, tram, tam, clam, yam, spam, bam, cran, scam, pram, wham, scram, pam, dram. Now, meme review, exactly, meme review. Space Panini, thank you so much for the bits. I thank you very much. Chargic Pasta, hello. Sorry, if there's anyone I haven't said hello to, make yourselves known now because I had to step away while McDara was trying to help and he made it work a little bit at least. So, you know, that's much more than I could do. It probably is a restart. I don't want to restart stream. We're here now and not messing around with it. Heartfang, hello. Perona, Hazently, hello. Mochi Moss and Existential Bread, hello. And who else? Maybe Human, probably. Hello. If there's anyone else who has not been greeted, make yourselves known. Nebulous, hello. Kevin, what? Oh, the shark close-up. Yes, oh my goodness. All right, are we ready? We've had one shark close-up already requested from Marie Von T to everybody. Are we ready? He's gonna go. He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Oh, there he goes! Hey. Always looking at you. And always thinking. What's that? Is that coffee? Are you drinking water with that coffee? You're not! You drink some water, all right? We're watching you. Oh, he's watching you. Oh, he's watching you. He's not judging. He just doesn't want you to dry out and die. Because you'd be sick. If you drop down dead and not drinking enough water, you know, you'd be very disappointed with yourself, really. Don't worry about Dave, he's fine. Oh, goodness gracious tonight. Puffermaster, hello, how are you doing? Pink30, hello. How'd you know about my coffee cup? He sees things, all right? He knows things, he knows. Oh, goodness gracious tonight. Jay Prince says I've been dying of dehydration. Oh, dying of dehydration. It's not great. It's not great. You know, they might tell you it's all great and glamorous. No, it's no good for you. Patty, hello. How are you doing? No one can spook you. Hello. Excalibur Man, hello. That's such a great name. How are you doing? Hydrate or dihydrate? Big sip. Jet Thunderstorm, hello. What's the difference between a quiche and a pie? I'm actually not sure the specifics. I think it's just that quiche is made with egg. Lots of egg. Well, an amount of egg. It's made with egg. And it's pretty nice. I like it. I think it's neat. You make it with egg and you got a nice little crust around the side. You have no crust on top. It's like, it's an egg pie essentially. It's really simple. It's egg pie. And I like it. And I think it's pretty good. Dasha Scavid, hello. I'm pretty sure this quiche is, egg filling. So we're going to be using like 2 eggs, and some other things. Actually, I'll show you. We have little cherry tomatoes. Now, I don't actually have as many cherry tomatoes as the recipe called for because I found a punnet of 250 grams and it wanted like 270. So I think we'll live without our 1 extra. I think we'll manage. It's all over now, Dylan. Hello, it's probably a good place to come to ask for simple lunch ideas. Oh, to prep for work. You could do a big, like, massive pasta bake and, like, split it up.
Why do
could
sharks
do
live
that.
in salt water?
Birds,
Because
think of
pepper
it.
water makes them sneeze.
Pepper water. Not the pepper water, no. Thank you for the bits. I thank you very, very much. Oh my goodness, I actually have to tie my hair up already. I'm starting to wear myself out just from sitting here. Yeah, one less tomato, Josh, in the quiche. In the quiche. Good lunch. So if when I used to make up I used to make up a full week of lunches for myself for my old job, and I used to make like a chili or a pasta bake, but I would specifically make it without meat because it would hold it longer in the fridge. So if I was to stack up all my little lunch boxes, that'd be 5 days of lunch ready to go. Now it's a bit of a pain to put together like the Sunday night or whenever, but you're so glad of it when you don't have to make lunch during the week. So I would recommend something like that. Or you could make up like a big salad's not very filling as like a full lunch though, unless it's a big one. And person, hello, Sophie Moon, hello, Miss Frostfire, how are you doing? Come in. Patty says, do not confuse Dave for a tomato. He may look around and kind of red, but he'll bite you. It's true. And Dallas Stair, thank you so much for the raid. Come in. Can we get a wave of welcome? How is everybody doing? Dallas Stair. Oh, I was going to say, what was that? Okay, no worries. Look, it happens to the best of us. I was like, did you just post a link to Markiplier? How are you doing? Come in. You're all good. Lip Trip a Ship. How are you doing? Come in. But Dallas Stair, how'd your stream go? Tell us all about it while I have to clean my glasses. I was going to say tell us about it while I clean my glasses, but then I won't be able to see what you're saying. So I'm going to have to just do this very quickly so that I can see what you say and see if you say hello. Oh, you're playing. I'm sorry. I'm not actually exaggerating. You played Bear and Breakfast. I still kind of have that on my list to play at some point because it just looks very, very cute. And it's a bear. You make B&Bs. That sounds pretty good to me. Like, come on. I don't think I need to be sold on the game much more than that, but I hope you enjoy it anyway. Oh, excuse me. You can't see nothing. Sorry, I'm kind of hitting the microphone here. I feel very all over the place today. Sometimes if something's not right with OBS, I'm just like, everything is on fire and nothing is quite right, but it's fine. And Frostfire says, feel like garbage other than that, it could be considered okay. Well, I hope you feel like recyclable garbage at least. We're doing all right here. I'm vibing. I'm going. I'm Newman. You know. I'm going. Half believer. Hello. Can use beans. You know what? You could, if you wanted to. You could put beans in a quiche recipe. I don't know if I strictly recommend it, but you could if you wanted. If you really, really wanted, you could do it. But I won't accept any responsibility for it. Good news from Netro. Might not sound like a big thing, but yesterday I finally did something I planned for 2 months. I recorded a podcast with my best friend. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, congratulations. It takes a a bit of planning and everything to do something like that. That's so cool. Oh, I hope you had a lovely time. That's very good. Very, very good. Dana Gaming, hello. No, you're grand. It was great fun, and the VOD is still up and everything. You know how it is. The Lego is so cool. I was going to go and get it, but it's actually in the front room with McDarren. He's working. I don't want to be running in and out, willy-nilly all over the place. And he's already come in to help me, so I don't want to be going too wild, too wild. Oh, I put beans in a quiche, but never baked beans, that's for sure. That's true. It'd be a bit, So tell me, how are the people? Are ye well? Cherry tomatoes. I'm going to put these here because they're probably going to be some of the first thing. Well, it might not be the first thing we use, but I'm going to put them there because I like the look of them. I think Dave can look after those. They're red, he's red, Zargan says I put butter beans in a quiche. See, butter beans I can see, because butter beans have a lovely texture, texture. But words because I'll need them. Oh God, Brendan, what are you up to? I wonder, I hope that the sound alerts and stuff at least work, because the whole thing with TTS and not TTS is exclusively with the alerts is kind of annoying, but look at Kika Kieran, ooh, I've been so enjoying playing Minecraft again recently. It felt like so long since I played it. It had been, it was... What? Why did that... Hello? Why did that suddenly get really, really quiet? I bet it's gonna suddenly get really loud out of nowhere. And if you...
So when is the
Sound alerts
next
work.
Lego stream? XD.
Oh, sound alerts work. Might not be able to hear the bits, but I'll keep an eye on them. Netro, thank you for the bits. I would like to do another Lego stream maybe in the run up to Christmas. Maybe. Also, Jedi, thank you for the bits. Kate, don't forget to put some cooked fish into your quiche. I felt bad just because I know you have such an abundance of fish on the server because of the farm. I was like, I have nowhere to put this. Kate, does your apron have Halloween cats? Yes, it does. It's from Ulster Weavers. I don't think they make it anymore is the only thing. This is, a friend of mine gave this to me about coming up on 2 years ago, but it's so cute. I love it. I'm sad Miss Lego stream, but catching up would have meant 0 sleep for me. Oh, you gotta sleep. The Lego will be there later. It will. Umbongo, hello, happy Friday. Oh, next week off. Yes. Hey. It's lovely to take a full week off. It's something I will do sometime. Not today, not tomorrow, and not anytime soon, but I will take a full week off sometime. And then I will come back refreshed and absolutely intolerably energetic. Debsy says, I just got baby knives in the post. Knives for babies. That's it, 5 minutes. 5 minutes, go. I'm gonna have to sip my sup. 5 minutes, get it out of your system. Go. Go on. Why? Because it's illegal. Damien, hello. If I saw what you'll cook, I'd have done a bake-along, not to worry. Sure, look, if you have a bit of butter, flour, some eggs in the house, well, to be fair, you might not have those, and that's okay. But I hope you can live through my creation of the quiche. How are you doing, Damien? I hope you're doing well. I have important news. I got important news for you. After stream today, do you know what's happening? Any idea? Science Bish, thank you for the bits. Thank you very much. They will come up there in a minute. You'll be able to hear them, but I won't. This evening, new YouTube video. What's happening tonight? I'm getting Chinese. I mean, you might be. If you do, you save me some prawn toast, okay? It's like the only way I like to eat prawns. This evening, YouTube video. It's a highlight video of the Superliminal stream from like last summer. Maybe like this time last year. It was a while ago and I'm really excited about it. Once again, Chloe did a brilliant job. Can we get a shout out for Ash Tarek right now this minute? She's great. She's so good. She's so good. And Galford, hello, how are you doing? And Nugget, hello. Nugget VODs. How are you doing? Come in. I wonder how many new people come in while it's happening, see chat and leave. Well look, you have to see if people are made of tough stuff, And Damien says I'm dying in the heat because it's 34 Celsius outside and 29 in my room. No. Oh no, you wouldn't be in the better of that, you poor chicken. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna just hang on. I forgot to put this on my necklace. I really should just put it in the box, but I kind of like having it on my necklace. Science Fish, sorry, there's your delayed alert. I need It happens and then it does not happen, and I do not know. They're afraid of our power. I don't know. Well, yeah, they probably are afraid, but not in the way you think. Oh, lads. But yes, today, YouTube video, it's going up an hour later than the others went up, and I'm going to be putting them up at that time from now on. So it's going to be 6 p.m. Irish time, so an hour later than the last two went up, and it'll be staying that way because I realized the last time that what was I was making? It wasn't the crepe cake. It was whatever I made before that. What did I make before that? What did I make the week before I made the crepe cake? Whatever it was I made anyway. I ran over time by about 20 minutes. I was still streaming when the YouTube video had gone up, so I'm doing it this way instead because it gives me a bit of a buffer, Space says, I don't know if I should crochet listening to your video, if I should draw. Crochet is pretty good. Can't go wrong crochet. The weather will be turning soon, lads. Pickhead says, at TAF I googled HTTP port number, and because HTTP was the first browser, bugged and permanently gave me you aren't using HTTPS warning and refused to work. I know some of those words. pretty rough. It was pretty rough. Pasta. Oh, yes, it was. It was the pasta stream. I'll have to try pasta again soon. I haven't had a chance to sit down and try it again because I want to. I love pasta. I think pasta is great. Great. I'm going to drink my water. Pickett's Edge. No, nobody wants to use Microsoft Edge. Nobody. Kova, good morning, hello. Maybe Hugh probably says, what does quiche taste like? I always avoid it because the texture looks bad. It's pretty good, honestly. It's pretty good, honestly. If you like egg, and to be honest, even if you're a little unsure about egg, imagine scrambled eggs texture, but it's not at all slimy. It's... Tragic Pasta, come here to me. Tragic Pasta, thank you for the bits. I thank you very much. But yeah, it's like scrambled egg, but with but it's not dry either. It's none of like the weird sliminess that puts people off scrambled eggs, but it's not dry. It's very hard to explain. It's one of those things I think it's worth having a small taste of it. If you don't like it, then that's all right. Nova the Mischievous, I dyed it last Wednesday, and I love it so much. There is a downside to it, and I only realized this the other day, that because I do have very thin hair, like that's it. Like see that? That is the thickness of my entire hair. That's it. That's all I get. That's all I get. But it means that if my hair splits like that, my scalp is really obvious. So as long as you don't care, I mean, I'll live with that. It's fine. It's fine. Stompa says, do you eat your eggs with or without the peel? Stop that. Stop it. Stop it. We have an early vending machine. Lads. Early vending machine. Today, in our vending machine, you can get for yourself some moon-ripened tomatoes, a baked chess set, fresh popped kettle Advil, harsh browns, and cold press pizza box. Why is the laptop showing me my emails? I didn't ask for this. No, it's not the laptop. It is Windows. I cannot figure out how to turn off email notifications on Windows 11. It's a scourge. Like, it actually is. It's such a pain. But that's your vending machine. If you wanna order something, now is the hour. Lunar Flyby, hello. I was supposed to go on holiday tomorrow, but got COVID today. The hostel wrote back saying they rebooked my trip for 2 weeks from now. Yes, with no extra charge as well. That's so good. Yes. Hey. You love to see it. You love to see it. That's very, very good of them. A lot of places are not able to do that at all, so I'm really glad you got sorted out. Very, very glad. Levitasha says Windows in general is a pain. I was getting on fine with Windows 10. I figured out how to make everything not annoying, and then Windows 11 is just... I can't... How do you pin things to the taskbar? I don't have the option to pin anything to the taskbar. And I cannot seem to remove things from the taskbar either. I have so many questions, and I Googled and I'm getting no answers, which is... No, not you. I'm getting no answers. Open the app and then right click. No, I tried that and just did nothing. Just did nothing. Like, the option is not there. I can pin it to the start menu, but I can't, like, there's nothing there. It's pin to start menu and there's nothing for pin to taskbar, which is just really, really weird. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to be complaining about this all day. I don't want that. It's very, very strange. Space Mini says it's almost mooncake season here. Do you guys prepare for special foods days in advance too? We do and we don't. It kind of depends. Like, and I'm kind of sad that we don't have that as such. Like, we do. Like, the only thing I can think of off the top of my head is that you get a lot of people making like Christmas cake and Christmas pudding ahead of Christmas, like ages and ages and ages in advance, and you drench it in alcohol and you put it away in the press for a couple of months. But it's the only thing I can really think of where you'd be preparing something for a while. You have to click the start menu, then right click on there. Oh my god, what, really? Oh, that's so silly. I'll have to give it a go again later, because it's not even a big deal, because this is a dedicated stream machine for the most part, but you know. Months, yeah, if you're making a Christmas pudding, you just put it away. You just put it away. Theta, hello, how was the Lego store? Did you get a minifig yourself? I didn't. We couldn't get into the minifig station. So we went in, and the minifig station, it's like maybe this big around, and it was just full of children. And now they're right to be there, absolutely. Like, imagine being a kid in a Lego shop, like living life. But we were there, we were just like, trying to get in, and there was like a little opening, and I was like, look, you go in, I'll be over at the Minecraft Lego, I'll come back, you get your foot in there. But Dan felt too bad to get in ahead of the kids. He was like, I can't do it, I'll just come back. Traveling in the Box, thank you so much for subscribing. You're very kind. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Vanya, hello. These says I wanted to go but couldn't. Honestly, the experience of being there day one was really nice, but you're as well to go like maybe another time, because it'll be quieter. You'll actually be able to get in to make a little minifig, because I didn't get a minifig and I want to make one soon. Yours says I want to pack a 40-foot shipping container at work today in the heat. I got off an hour early because heat exhaustion, so I'm doing great. Oh no, lads, can we get a bit of goodness for poor Yoris? You poor chicken. That is no way to live or be treated. My God, you poor thing. Oh. I can't find a way to stop ice cubes just directly going into my eye. Need straw. Now this is on me. Exclamation mark gamer subs for 10% off. I think this is just sink into the thing. Oh wait. Oh.
Fight the kids away
If
from
this
the
falls in, I'm
minifig
doomed.
station. What are they going to do? / the parents are a different issue though.
So anyway, I'm doomed. I can't close it with the straw. I'll just leave it a tiny bit open. I'll leave it obviously open as well. Oh, Pickhead, thank you for the bits. I mean, that's the thing. Like, no, in all seriousness, like we didn't want to scoot our way in ahead of the children, so I'll just go back sometime. And McDarrah didn't have the chance to go, so I want to go back with him as well and have a proper look around, because it's very, very cool. Very, very cool. Vermilion Chaos, hello! Got a lurk for a while, I'm afraid, but I'll keep you in case I get a chance to come back in. Hey! Look after yourself, Vermilion Chaos. Have a good lurk and a work, and get your bits and bobs done, alright? Alright? Oh. Wait. Zarga Dragon says, I keep getting a bunch of my stuff dumped onto the floor because of this table I bought. It keeps vanishing and coming back. It's such a dumb design. That's what I get for buying a periodic table. No. 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 Nah. Anyway, moving along. Oh, goodness. Oh, I nearly forgot one of the most important things about being here on a Friday before the hour of 2 p.m. my time. Who wants a cup of tea? It is cool enough that we can chain cups of tea again without worrying about melting into a puddle. Is that plugged in? It is. Hands in the air for a cup of tea right now this minute. It's all, I hope I don't know if I always make myself clear. It's the one cup of tea. You all get it between you. So you have to be nice. You have to share, all right? From that angle, you look like you're sitting at the table, but tiny. Wait, let me, like here. I got it. I think I have the camera at yet another angle today. I think. Dibs on the second sip. And you'll have to fight over it, lads. You have to fight over it. No, don't fight over it. I can't have ye fighting here. Lightning Blitz. Oh, I wish. I do have the tapioca pearls to make bubble tea. I've not been brave enough to try it again because some of them were still hard in the middle, but I must try it again. I really love bubble tea. There we go. Beard Game, hello. Anyone wants hello to make yourselves known. The last person standing gets the whole cup of tea, or you could just share. You get a drop each in your hand, all right? Just the drop in your hand. You bring it away with you. If I could do magic and I could only choose one little magic thing, and it couldn't be like flying or anything, it would be instant boiling water. And then I'd realize that I could get a boiling water tap. But I don't think I want a boiling water tap. They kind of freak me out. Oh, a Venga Beam! Well, obviously Venga Beam. You know the Venga Boys are playing in Dublin in like October. There's some like, you know they do those like mega concerts where they have like 10 different acts, and the Venga Boys is one of them. It's all like disco themed and stuff, so, you know, I don't know how much it is. I don't know if it's maybe any good. I don't know. Boiling water top sounds, yeah, it sounds dangerous. Now apparently they have like a lock on them and stuff, but I'm suspicious. We've had this discussion before, and I know the people who have boiling water tops really, really like them, but I'm just scared of them for no good reason, you know? Nebulous, though, all oceans on Earth suddenly boil. Humanity doomed. That's it. It's all over. You better have tickets. I'm very tempted. Like, I'm very, very tempted to look into it. And Secret Brussels, though, why is Dave looking at me menacingly? Says Secret Brussels. Why wouldn't he? Do you want to know what happens if he looks at you any other way? I don't think you do. Hey Google, set a 5-minute timer.
To control the volume, say something like, set volume to 50%. Or, touch the top of the speaker and move your finger in a circle.
Hey Google, set a timer for 5 minutes.
Sure, 5 minutes, starting now.
I missed the cup. I had to look up the boiling water top things. I'd never heard of it. The first time I heard of a boiling water top was in school. I think some lad in our class had one in his kitchen at home, and I never saw it. We never got any proof that it existed, but, you know, apparently it's handy. Handy, you know. Could the beans be potentially be moved slightly to your left, Cake? They'd be covered by chat. Like this? That better? That good? I moved them to my left. Surgical left. Oh goodness, come here. I can't be doing that to you. Not all the time. If I take the beans away too often, you'll lose trust in me, and then what'll we do? I'm gonna put Shark in charge of the beans. That's how you know they're gonna be safe today, alright? Safe today. Irish left and Australian left. That reminded me of something. I don't know if I've ever told this on stream, and I don't know where I heard the story or who was responsible, but I remember hearing this years ago that some Irish lad was over in America for like a year or like a J1, I don't know what, like J1, something like that year, I don't know what it was. But he ended up at a party with like a load, like frat boys, like, you know, so they got their like red Solo cups, they're being lads, whatever it is they do, I don't know what they do. But he's chatting anyway, and like obviously, you know, it's a thing that Americans have young Americans have a much lower alcohol tolerance. So this person is like a little merry, but fine. And all the gods are like, yeah. But, so he starts chatting away anyway. And he's like, what can I do to wind up the frat boys? And he convinces two lads that in Ireland we don't have Wednesdays. And these guys are so elsewhere that they believe him. And the reasoning being that the country is so small, there's so few people, we don't need the Wednesday. And apparently, I don't know who this is, but it could be made up, and I don't care if it's made up because I think it's funny. And they're standing there like, yeah, no, I suppose, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, actually, now that I think about it. Something like that. Maybe that was a dream I had, but there you go. There you go. If you talk with enough conviction, you can make people believe any absolutely silly thing, which explains a lot, but let's not go there. And the size irrelevant, the US doesn't have Tuesdays. I mean, what would you do with a Tuesday? Like, let's be real. Moondu, hello, Moondu. If you were given a Tuesday, what would you do with it? What are you going to do with it, you know? Speech 100, like genuinely. Oh, goodness. That's a table. No, that's Grandpa's bed from Stardew Valley. Oh, no, you know what? Now that I look at, you know, the legs and everything. Oh, dear. Goodness. Eat 2 pizzas for the price of 1 with an extra Tuesday. Any given Tuesday, you know. Weather, did I say hello to you? Hello. It is true you don't have Blanc days, neither do we, but still, someone somewhere has. Someone has them. Tea's nearly done. Nearly. Eight. I'd make it a swallow steak. You know what I mean, look. If you have one, you have to have the other. Peyton Twitch, hello. I'm in eating lunch. What are you having for your lunch? Do you know what I had for breakfast? I technically also had a wrap from Lidl because I was lazy, but whatever. I had a potato farl as part of my breakfast, and let me tell you, very good. Potato farls are so nice. They're so good. And they're very easy to get, which I didn't realize, but you know, they're pretty good. Sausage buckham over rice. I only kind of know what it is, but it sounds really good. A potato farl. Hang on, we have one left because I only had one because I was already having the wrap and stuff. Hang on, potato farl. So they're very, very similar to something I had in Scotland called tatty scones. Potato farl. They're apparently more common up north, which explains why I wouldn't have had them very much. But they are so good. They're so good. So good. They are delicious. They are nutritious. They are potato. What more could you want? What more could you want? Zargan says, when Lou was living in Japan, a few of the other English language teachers all got into a drinking contest. By midnight, all the Americans, Canadians, and some local Japanese guys were melting under the table. But while Lou and one Irish teacher were like, that's a good wee night we're having. Sounds about right. That sounds about right, now to tell you the truth. Selling potatoes by the square, and you know what? You could do worse. And potato bread is definitely popular up north. Yeah, it's way more popular, and I don't understand why, because it's great. I want it to be popular everywhere. It's so nice. Milan dude, hello, how are you doing? Maybe Human probably says, I once got convinced that sheep ate people if they were red, and I believed it for years. Like if they had, like the red paint on their or the red spray on their, not fur, wool. It's like, you have to stay away from that one. That's the people-eating sheep. Timberwood, hello. Do you know the price of milk has gone up? Anyway. Literally looking at a recipe on how to make these. I don't think they're very, very difficult to make, but they're very cheap to buy if you can find them in the shop. So, or at least they are here, thank goodness. Now, Zargan says apparently potato farls were originally Scottish and imported to Northern Ireland from there. That makes perfect sense. Like there's a lot of things that were brought over to Northern Ireland by the Scottish. So, would you like a little sip of the absolutely boiling hot cup of tea? Here, boiling hot. Look, it's He-Man coloured. It's a beautiful cup of tea. It's a beautiful day for a hot cup of tea. Go on. Here comes the airplane. Now, that'll keep you going for a while. It'll keep me going as well, honestly. Usfa, hello. We have not started yet, which is fairly standard, really. But look at what else would we be doing? We have to get the chatting and the messing done first, and then we can start cooking food. I'm actually going to gather a few little bits before we start. Right in time just for a sip. Right in time for a sip. I have a couple of little bits and bobs. I have a... Is that it? There we are. Got it. This is the tin we're using for the quiche because I like it. And it's the perfect size for a little quiche. Because you can lift the quiche out. You can just go... Ta-da! Magic. Is that a cake jumper mug? Yes, it is. It is. They're on Redbubble, I'm pretty sure. They're still. ! merch. I think that's the link. I'm not sure. Give me a minute. Asana Banana, hello! How are you doing? Come in. Question, what's quiche? I told my boyfriend I knew what it is and I do not. It's an egg pie, essentially. It's like an open top egg pie with a... kind of like a... Is it a short crust pastry? Is that what I call it? I guess so. I mix up my pastries all the time. I mean, not physically, but I get them confused and I don't know why. Now, funny thing, I forgot to open the browser tab with the recipe, so I'm just going to... There we go. Now I have the recipe. So, let me read out what we need. We need 300 grams of cherry tomatoes, a drizzle of olive oil, 50 grams of Parmesan or vegetarian alternative, whatever you would prefer yourself. I just have a nice cheese. It's similar to Parmesan. 2 eggs, 284 mils of pot of double cream, a handful of basil leaves shredded, plus a few small ones left for scattering. For the pastry, we need plain flour, 280 grams, and 140 grams of cold butter in cubes. It's a big savoury egg tart. That's exactly what it is, like no joke. Bart says, I would say the shark apron and my shark shirt are my favourite things. I'm so glad you love the shark apron. I'm so glad. It's very, very cute. It's so cute. An omelette with notions. Oh, that's a new one on me now. An omelette with notions. Do we all understand the concept of notions? Like, you've mad notions, you know? Notions. It's Looney, hello! Come in. How are you doing? How are you doing? So notions is like, I don't know if it's a thing. There's probably a term for it in other places as well. Jeff, hello, finally got around to Turnip Boy. Oh, yes! Oh, I love Turnip Boy, isn't it so good? It's so much fun. So, how to explain it? If someone has notions, it's sort of, the closest equivalent I can think for it in my head is the phrase like someone has ideas above their station, but it's not quite the same. Like it's not as begrudging as that. Notions is when someone thinks they're too good for, you know, where they came from, or too good for like the people they grew up with, or, you know, the people who raised them, or stuff they used to really enjoy. Like that's having notions, you know? Notions is like, you know, yeah, you're full of yourself. If you have notions, you're like a bit full of yourself. Wild ideas, you know, kind of like delusions of grandeur. That's actually it. Delusions of grandeur is probably the best equivalent. Like, yeah, aspirations are great, but notions is like, there's a little bit of arrogance in there. Now, you can say it very lightheartedly, like, you know, if you go for the fancy tea, it's like, oh, I have wicked notions getting the fancy tea. It's like, oh, that's fucking notions tea, you know, like you can say it in a very lighthearted manner. But that's essentially what it is, so notions. Oh, Tyke, hello, how are you doing? Hello. And Kinroyd, hello, and Heather, hello, kind of similar. It's like narcissism, but like it's very specific. It's a very specific kind. It's the whole thing of like, you know, someone from, you know, Ballygo backwards in County Nowhere, you know, suddenly gets a really, really well, like a decent job, and now suddenly like they're up in the city and they think they're great and they don't visit home because they're above that. That's notions. That's notions, you know? Coming from the little town and, you know, going out for brunch every weekend and, you know, paying too much money in rent to live in a silly place. That's kind of notions a little bit, unless you don't have a choice. And that's a different story altogether, you know? I'm good to Tyke settled into a new job. Oh, I'm so excited for you about that. I really, really am. Yeah. Hey. Bally go backwards. I don't know what part of my brain Bally go backwards came out of, but I'm pretty sure it's one I heard many years ago. But it's a good. Look, there's thousands of towns called Bally something. Towns and villages and areas, like square meters of the country that are just called Bally something. So you have to have something that encompasses all of them, you know. Yes, oh my goodness, Andy, that's so it. Your mate comes back from holiday and starts talking about the umami flavour of a pint, and you're like, notions, you know? You know? Someone goes on holidays to London and goes shopping around Harrods and doesn't, you know, and talks about it non-stop. Notions. That's notions. Someone goes into Brown Thomas and buys all, you know, a load of stuff from Brown Thomas just to be seen to be doing it. That's notions. Someone does all of their shopping in Marks and Spencer's and refuses to go anywhere else. That's notions. Now, I'm glad we... Thank you for coming to my TED Talk on notions today. Hello, welcome in, how are you doing? Are you well? My version of Ballygo backwards, says Jeff, is the middle of the East. Jesus, oh my goodness. That's a pretty good name. That's very, very good. When your friends start describing wine by taste rather than how cheap it is, that's notions. Anything beyond, and like, it's lighthearted. Like you can tell your friend that they have notions and there's no nastiness in it, you know. It can be about something small, it's just been messing. But you know, anything beyond, oh yeah, this is a nice wine. Anything, once you get into notes and mouthfeel, that's notions. Oh, goodness. Has anyone else, like, a phrase like that? You know, it's not begrudgery or anything. It's just like, here, calm down, you know? Oh, that's a good cup of tea. That's a good cup of tea. Here, do you want another sip? I'm feeling very generous today. Here, let's sip. Let's sip. That's it. That's it. The rest is mine. The rest has to keep me going somehow. I'm doing good says for I had chicken feet soup for dinner and essentially drank gelatin for dinner. You know what? You could do a lot worse. There's worse ways to live. It'll probably cure what ails you anyway. Keep you going. Keep you going. We have one, but it's not fully stream appropriate. That's grand. At least I know it exists. I'll ask you later. When Dad tells you the Tesco delivery man that... When your dad tells the Tesco delivery man that parsley is his favourite herb, that's kind of sweet, honestly. That's kind of charming in a very specific way. The physical reaction when someone notions is the mild eye roll, the kind of the inhale with the eye roll is key. And like a little snort if nobody's listening closely enough. You have to, you know. And Kes says, I feel like when someone has notions, you tend to call them wait, what was that? Catch yourself on. Yeah, that's it. It's like catch yourself on. Like, wait, we would say something similar. We'd say cop on to yourself, but that's a very general term. Like if someone's acting the mag, you'd be like, oh, cop on to yourself. You know, stop that. Or if someone's like, oh, I think I'm great. It's like, cop on to yourself. Like. Good news from Freud. I stayed up all night to prepare for my exam. It did not pay off. If you open the dictionary and search for tiredness, you see me right now. But I'm done. You did it. Give it up for Freud. You did it. You did the exam. You went in and you did it, and that's what's important. And whatever it is, deal with that when the time comes. You're done. Relax the brain. Go lie down the flat of your back and have a nap. And I mean, you can leave this on as well, and we'll occasionally wake you up by accident. But look, that's just the risk of it, you know. Oh goodness, go on. That's another one, honestly. I'm trying to think of any English-speaking Welsh people's terms similar to notions. I feel like they're probably. I want to believe there would be one in Welsh, but I don't know Welsh well enough. I don't speak as much Welsh as I used to, which means I speak like 5 words. And Jeff says the who's this clown reaction, not only because they're not a clown, they're not even a well-known clown. Not even a very well-known clown. All right, it's 2 minutes to the hour of 2. I feel like I've only been here 5 minutes. What is it with Fridays? The time just goes, you know? The fact you know any is so good to me. You see, now that I put myself on the spot and I'm trying to think of a single Welsh word that I know well enough to say out loud. Borada. That's all I can think of, I'm sorry. And in Atlantic Canada, it'd be someone's too big for their britches. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh goodness, that's something. Right, we have to make the pastries first. So, for the pastry, you need 280 grams of plain flour and cold butter, 140 grams of that. So we're going to tip the flour and butter into a bowl. We're going to rub it together with fingertips. So if there's any sharp close-ups or anything, I will not be able to do them while I'm doing this until it's done. Then we add 8 tablespoons of cold water, bring everything together, combine it, and we chill it. We can use it straight away. Hang on. I'm going to start that again. We roll it out to around about 5 centimeters bigger than the tin, and then we lift it, we drape it over the tin. So I'm going to give that a quick rinse in a minute, and then we put it in like that into the fridge for 20 minutes. How's that sound for you? Sound good? Lara, welcome in. Hello. I hope I'm saying your name right. If not, you let me know. How are you doing? Come in. You're not late at all. We're only just starting the food now. We like to have a little chat to get started, you know, get ourselves warmed up and going, you know. Pickhead says, I'm Australian, you can't use the fair dinkum bloke in a sentence. I don't think I've ever heard that one before. It's a new one on me, I'll tell you. Oh. Wait. Lads, I need everybody to pay attention for a second. That's great. I love this. Anytime something, you know when you have like a big laminated sheet of paper and it goes, love that. I used to love sometimes in school when we were, you know when you change around posters for the seasons in primary school, and we'd help sometimes, and 1 or 2 of them would be like the good posters. They'd be laminated. They'd be the ones ordered like with Irish verbs or whatever on them. And if you get them just right, you just get the wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbly, wibbly. Acha. All right, I'm gonna just give these a quick little wash because they're not dirty, they're just sitting in the press for a little while, you know? You don't want press dust. You don't want press dust on things. Oh, excuse my sniffles. All right, that's good. Just a little clean. A little clean. Right. Done. Just wanted to make sure it wasn't mank or anything. Who have I got? Prosto Romashka. Hello. Welcome in. How are you doing? It is Friday and I hope you're having a good one. Where is... Hang on, I had 3 tea towels put aside for myself. Where did I put them? Oh, I think I put them back in the press, which was very silly of me, really. But look at... We have spooky tea towel. We have not so spooky tea towel. We've got the 2 of them.
And then there's Chunky. Used
I do like
Chunky
my
Zickle,
spooky tea
he's
towel.
dead.
Jeff, thank you for the bit. Poor Chunky. Poor Chunky. Apollo's Dagger, hello! Lara says, I'm new, welcome in. I hope you're having a fine day for yourself. On a Friday, for anyone new, we do be just newing around, chatting, making some nice food. I am not a professional chef. I think the only way I can ever describe Fridays on the stream is I'm making some nice food in the kitchen and we're all hanging out and that's it. And I'm hoping it turns out nice. Poor Chunky. DK. Wait. Wait. No, not that. Please, no. Please. Irrelevant.
And then there's Chunky. He's dead. Chunky's dead.
All right, okay. It's literally all I wanted to do. Oh god, okay. I need a good owl tune. I'm gonna put on the happy upbeat Pokemon mix again because that was really nice yesterday. Araxia, that was probably the best time to come in. How are you doing? I hope you're having a fine Friday. She's not a professional chef, but Shark is. Shark is the professional here. Now, unfortunately, he can't move independently. So he can't do anything. That's okay. I'm gonna do my best. Right, I'm gonna put my cup of tea over here. I'm gonna get the flour and I will get the butter second. I'm gonna measure the flour and everything because my hands are really warm today and I don't want the butter to melt too quickly. I'll bring the bowls out as well. The big collection of bowl. I feel like I should be skipping along with this. Anyway. He moves so fast we can't see. He is the fastest shark in the West. How many times will Chunky die in the media share stream? Oh no. I'd be very surprised if we got through the media share stream with less than 3 Chunkies dead. I'd be very, very surprised. Like really, actually, I should probably go for a bigger bowl. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the big boy. Tar. All right, no messing, gotta do this. Mickey Foy, hello, how are you doing? Are you well? This name's not taking long. I wonder if Shark got his chef degree without being able to move independently. He studied. It's, you know when you do your theory test before you actually do your driver's test? He's got that. All right, I need 280 grams of this. It's just as well I went for the bigger bowl because I wouldn't have fit even the flour in here. 280? 280? 280. Ooh, 281. That'll do. I won't lose sleep over the one. There we go. Sweet peeps, hello. I mean, it's a great start so far because I haven't done anything much yet. How are you doing, sweet peeps? Come in. I'm going to get a little bit of cold water. I'm really glad Pyrex is as strong as it is. And I want it to be good cold water, not the Not the pre-packaged stuff. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm going to. Are these frozen? Oh, look how clear this ice is. I really hope it's not mostly water, but I'll find out in a second. Look how clear this. Look at this clear ice out of the freezer. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know why I thought that was interesting, but I just thought I'd share. That's all. That's all I got. Instant water. Just add water. Oh, no, it was actually mostly water. Oops. It only really started to freeze on the... Oh, this is really cool though. Wait, let me show you. Partially frozen ice cube. Look at this, look at this, look at this. I'm not being funny. Like, it actually does look very cool. Ooh. Oh, that's dripping on me. It's dripping on me. I'm going to put a little bit of ice in here anyway, just to keep the water cold, you know? I should have expected this. I think I only put this in the freezer like an hour ago. Oh, this one's really cool. Hang on, hang on. No, what are we doing? It's gonna melt. What's wrong with me? Okay, back in. What is wrong with me? Oh dear. I'll tell you what's wrong with me. I've had a good breakfast. I'm full of energy. I'm ready to go. Oh, you want some? Yeah, the goods. Okay, I don't actually even really need that much water. I just want to make sure it's cold, you know? There we go. All right, I'm gonna move the tomatoes, but we'll be dealing with those after the pastry. Yeah, it takes a good 3 hours for it to freeze, unless you got some sort of wizard magic. We have a second ice cube tray in there, and I cannot for love nor money extract the ice cubes from it. Like, it's just, they're just rock solid stuck in there. I cannot get them out. It's one of the ones with, you know, with like the little silicone bottom on the ice cube, individual like bits, and it doesn't help. It makes it worse because the way it's laid out, you can't, you know, the way you can just get an ice cube tray, you just like do a little and then it all loosens up. Can't do that with that one, so I don't know. Gobi's the kid, hello. Gobi's the kid, it's what? You know, you got here just in time because I was about to get my hands covered in flour. Gobi's the kid, do you know what we do around here when someone is born and they have a birthday? Happy birthday, Gobbies! It's your day! Hey, hey, hey! It is your day today! Get your bed up! Happy birthday, Gobbies! Happy birthday! Hey, 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 hey. Ah! Have you anything nice planned for the birthday? Or have you already done anything nice? I hope you have a lovely, lovely day for your good self. I started stacking shark's hats one on top of the other because I kept dropping one. I don't want that happening. Oh, okay. Tasha says, Kate, you ever freeze hot water to save some for later? Yeah, of course. Does everyone not do that? It saves you so much, like, no, seriously, it saves you so much time because you know how long it takes to boil water for pasta and stuff. It takes forever, you know. Forever and ever and ever. I'm going to do stuff with my brother and my mom, and then I'm going to have a sleepover. Ah, that's so lovely. It's a very nice way to spend a birthday. In a very, very good way. Okay, I am going to do it this way. I'm going to grab our baking block. I'd like bend half backwards over, like sideways over someone's trolley to reach this because they, you know when someone just like abandons their trolley, but it was so full of stuff that I was gonna move it, but it had like a dodgy wheel and I moved it a tiny bit and it went off in the wrong direction, so it was just like, oh, and I got it. Got it. Somehow. So what I'm gonna do is we need 140 grams of this, so I'm gonna cut 140 grams and I'm just gonna put it in bit by bit and hope it's right. And if it's not right, it'll be fine. It's grand. Don't even worry about it. The main thing I tend to mess up with crusts like this is that they shrink too much. Now, I know we're going to be blind baking this and everything, but I'm just going to try and be careful to make sure it actually fits this properly. Sometimes I get too overconfident and, you know, I think I'm doing great and everything does not really work out exactly as planned. Get off of me. Go away. Sorry, it's just a bit of fluff. Fenris, hello. I have an important message and question to ask. May I have that tin of beans? You're going to have to fight everybody for it. Because this is the communal tin of beans. Everybody's beans. How many was that again? 140? 140. That's 100. And that should be about 140 there-ish. Ish. Kind of, a little bit. About 140. It's roughly half the block, I think. Ish. Our beans. Nick, hello, how are you doing? We don't have that kind of beans in Norway. And you wanted, oh, you don't, do you have baked beans in Norway at all? What a sad way. Sad way to exist. You know, beans are going to feature heavily in the YouTube video tomorrow. Not tomorrow, today. Oh my goodness. I think I've said tomorrow like once or twice about this. Which is kind of weird. I don't know why I'm doing that. Into cubes. Into cubes. We do, but strange Norwegian beans. What is a strange Norwegian bean when it's at home? What kind of bean? Nearly there. I actually, I undershot that by quite a bit. I kind of wish we had those beans here. The American baked beans are always really sweet. The bachelorette ones are a little sweeter than the Heinz beans, I find. I don't actually know the difference in the recipe or any specifics like that, but they're a little bit sweeter. Perfect, 140, that'll do. It's baked beans with just Norwegian brand, but I want Irish tinted beans. They probably don't taste that much different, to be fair to you, but you know, the novelty, why not? The novelty. Now, look at that big stack of butter. Oh no, never mind. There was a stack of butter there, I promise. I'm gonna run cold water over my hands and then I'm going to dry my hands and then we're gonna get into this. We ready? We ready? We're going to create food. We're going to do it today, on this day, as though we've never done this before. Cold water, cold water, cold water. My main fear is just that my hands heat up so quickly. I don't know why. I've always had really warm hands. Unless, like, the way you know if I'm sick is that my hands will be really cold. Or if you leave me outside in the winter, you know, as with most people. Most people. Probably because I slap my hands. That's probably it, just that I do that so often. I'm just going to quickly get my tablespoon measure for a few minutes' time. There we go. I'm going to double check this. Yes, 8 tablespoons of cold water. So I'll put that there. All right. If you have anything important to say. Well, actually, no, you can keep saying it. I can still see chat, but if you have any shark close-ups that you would like, you're going to have to hold off until I'm done with this. Oh, goodness. I kind of wish we had those beans here. Oh, sorry, I've read that one already. The sweet American beans. Sweet American bean. And important. And nothing important at all. Oh, my goodness. I am looking forward to going away for the weekend. Not overseas or anything, but we're going to visit family over the weekend and it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be very, very nice. I'm looking forward to it. Just a little relax, eat some nice food, you know, get out of the city. Always nice. Always nice. Slaps thighs aggressively. Honestly, it's just how I am. I can't help it. I can't do it now or I'll be covered in flour, but you know. Is anybody else baking anything or cooking anything nice today for Friday? I'm trying to get into a bit of a habit of making something nice to eat on a Friday. And like for dinner, like from scratch, either alone or with McDara or whatever. But today it's the quiche. I was going to make a pizza dough this morning. It's like, wait, no, we have the quiche to eat. We can just put something with that. It'd be nice. Zargan says, lads, I'd commit a minor crime for some stew. As soon as the average temperature goes below about 14 degrees, it's stew. Stew. We're making stew. We're doing it. Rowan says, I'm the opposite, looking forward to having a weekend at home, so the last 2 have been spent in transit. Oh no, when you're on the go, you need that downtime and that relax, you know, at home. In the comfortable space that you're used to, you do need that. You really, really do. My girlfriend made a cherry crumble. Oh, I always forget how much I like cherry, like real cherry, not cherry flavored things. Cherry flavored tends to be too intense, but cherry's gorgeous. Oh, it's so cool. So cool. Who else? Laura Badora, hello. And Abby Stabby, hello. Laura says, I'm making a leek quiche with potatoes. Oh. Plus, made pizza dough while I waited. It's AM here for me. That sounds so good. Oh my goodness. Leek is so nice. When was it? It was ages ago. I would make myself a leek and potato soup like once a fortnight, and it was so nice. Just so good. Light and Blitz says soup. It's cold here. Oh, get that soup into you. Get soup into you. Anani says I'm going to make that lemon loaf recipe I linked to the food channel a bit ago later today. Do it. Lemon loaf is so good. Just like lemon drizzle, lemon loaf, anything like that, and just do it. Yeah, I'll have it. Do you know something I want to revisit on Fridays someday? Do you remember when we tried making Jaffa cakes? I really want to try making that again. It just reminded me because citrus fruits. And I'd really like to try and do like an actual good batch of Jaffa cakes, because, you know, I feel like they could have been better. Leek is great till you're at sea, I guess. No, leek is lovely. Like, sometimes I just get a leek, a load of spuds, just, that's stew. You just throw in all your extra little bits and bobs, your onion, bit of garlic, whatever herbs and bits and bobs you want in your away for sites, you know. Araxi says I made some spicy rice cakes for lunch. Ooh, very nice. What kind of rice cakes? Do they be the kind of like the crunchy ones or like a chewy one? That sounds really nice. I made Jaff your entire cake. Sure. Melinda says I'm gonna make dal later today. Oh, dal is so nice. Oh, dal is so nice. I had was it like a lentil dal? I don't remember what it was, but it was a type of dal. It was really good. The chewy ones. Oh, I actually don't think I've ever tried that specific kind, but they look so good. I've seen them. I've seen little recipe videos and whatnot, and I want that. I want it. Okay, I need 8 tablespoons. Oh, my nose is so itchy and I can't scratch it. Oh God. Okay, I gotta do this. Oh God, that's so much better. I need 8 tablespoons of water, cold water, one at a time. Well, I'll do 2 at a time. And I'll just give it a little one of these. A large singular Jaffa as a cake sounds fun. You probably could do that. Like, you could just make it. You could make a sponge cake, like a really nice, soft, moist sponge cake, and you could just put like a disc of the orange jelly on top with like a chocolate coating. Oh my God, why have I never done this? You could do that. Like, there's no, I smell next week's stream. I'm thinking about it now because I do want to do something, obviously, every Friday I want to do something nice, but I want to do something new. Like, I kind of, at least every second week, I want to challenge myself to do something new. Okay, that's 4. Oh, I'm so sorry. My nose is so itchy. I don't know why. Ah! 1 massive Jaffa cake. Just a Jaffa cake. I could do that. We have the technology. Because the little ones were very fiddly to make. Like, they were really fiddly. Oh, lads, the brain, the gears in my brain are turning like nobody's business right now, I'll tell you. We could, oh my God. Okay, wait, sorry. All the ideas are coming to me now. So we could make it like a layered sponge cake inside. So you have a layer of something else in the middle. And then on top, you have that disc of like Jaffa jelly. And then you put it on like a Lazy Susan and you just turn it around, you just pour the dark chocolate over it. Oh, that would be so nice. I really want to do that now. That's firmly in my brain. I'm sure there's a recipe I could find somewhere for it and we could just add to it if we want. Who's that? Van Demented, hello. Oh, you see I'm the assistant. He's running the place. Nasir says, hello, come in. How are you doing? And I'm glad you like the whole gang. Hope you also like Dave. Have you pat Dave today? I'm talking to all of you, by the way, because he'll know. He'll be very disappointed. Why is my nose so itchy? I'm so sorry. I think it's just because I'm talking so much. I'm so sorry. All the gears are going. They're all turning. And they had to make a big Jaffa cake once to solve the issue of whether it could be taxed as a biscuit or a cake. Just give us our Jaffa cakes. Love a Jaffa cake. I could Frankenstein the recipe. I've done that before. Like, I did that with I didn't do it with the caterpillar cake. I did it with the Kirby cake, and I Frankensteined a couple of like nice little cakes together, and it's been fine, you know? If you don't do anything too wild, they're probably grand. All right, 6 tablespoons of water. Oh, that's cold, but it's nice. It's a nice cold. I want to make sure it doesn't get too soggy and weird, you know? Jenna. Yeah, you gotta keep Dave happy, you know? If Dave's not happy, you know what happens? He will cry. Can you imagine if Dave started crying? No one wants that. Shuya, hello! Shuya, lovely to see you. How is your Friday going? I think this might be a little too much water. I think that might have been teaspoons and not tablespoons, but look, we can add a little tiny extra bit of flour and it'll be grand. We don't want it too dry, but we don't want it too runny. I'll give it another minute in here and I'll see how it's doing. I'm also aware that it might be starting to melt a little bit because my hands are getting warm again. It's weekend time, so it is. Shuya, any plans, any excitement lined up for yourself for the weekend? Right up the flour, here we go. But tiny little tip, I don't want to go too mad on this. It sounds fine, but Dave's tears have a pH of -20, won't burn through anything they touch. It's true. It's true. Kate, kind of serious question. Which sounds better, Ray or Rain? Looking for a go-to shortening of my name. I'm leaning to Rain. I think Rain is nice. And if you're leaning towards that, then, you know, obviously, I would say go for it. Rain is nice. I think it's neat anyway. It's pretty good. Rain. I think rain is actually easier to say as well. Like I don't know if that influences the decision at all, but it rolls off the tongue nicely for me. Oh yes, okay, that is exactly. Oh yeah, you wanna see this? That's perfect. I'm not gonna put more water in. I think that's more or less perfect. Look at that. You don't want it bouncing back because you know that would be concerning, but soft, beautiful, gathered together, perfect. I don't know what that's what I thought was gonna happen. Here we go. All right, pop that over there. I'm gonna quickly rinse my hands and then get the rolling pin so that I can once again destroy my hands in flour and stuff. Oh, do you know something I've been finding actually? So when I've been making pizza, I'm using my little IKEA pizza tin. No pizza stone, no nothing. We're just getting the oven as hot as it wants to go, leaving it for a minute and then just popping it in for however long it needs. It hasn't been sticking to the pan and I haven't been using cornmeal or anything. I've been using nothing to stop it sticking. I've just thrown it on high temperature, out, and it hasn't stuck. Like, unless there's a tiny bit of the crust that's just like a little too thin to the point where it's almost breaking through. That's the only bit that's ever stuck. And I'd say that's pretty good so far. I'd say we're doing okay. I'm so sorry, I need to sniffle. I'm just gonna hold the mic away from my mouth. Excuse me, thank you. It does, however, mean whenever I'm upset, people may call me Rainstorm. I mean, that sounds intimidating. So if you want that, stick with it, because that's pretty cool. I think it's cool anyway. I don't know about anyone else. Oops. Okay, so I'm gonna put I need the flour. I need the flour back. Hang on, I'm a big fool. I'm gonna just dry this little bit here from the water. Now, that's the business. Boing. So this is the tin we're doing it in. I'm gonna put down a little bit of flour and just going to give this a little roll out. Oh yeah, for anyone who wants the recipe as well, _mark recipe if you'd like to bake along. It's a fairly simple recipe, just it takes a little while because I chat with you so much, you know. Oh, that's okay. I recently made a friend called Rain. It's a cute name, however you spell it. Is it Rain or Rainy? I imagine it's just Rain. It's a nice name. I like it. I think it's neat. All right. We ready to roll it out? Lads, I need your marks out of 10 for the slap. Me complaining that it's too hot. Also me slapping the dough. Marks out of 10, please. What did the dough do to deserve that? Nothing. Yet. Yet. You never know. You never know with dough, you know? You don't know, because we don't know. What do we know, really? I'm sorry, I'm gonna shut up now. I don't know what's What's wrong with me today? So we want to roll it out a little bit bigger than the tin, which is something I struggle with a lot because I'm always afraid of making it a little too thin for the tin, and then the tin with the thin crust is, I don't know, it's going to just eat the pastry. We don't want that to happen. I don't want to roll it too thick. Speaking of slapping, have we had a good Irish dictionary thunk lately? No, I have the redeem disabled. Not that it's not going away forever. I just wanted to take a little break from it because it was just very loud. I just wanted to take a little break from it so that I wouldn't have to be standing up and getting all moving around as much in the hot weather. But it'll be back. Don't you worry, it'll be back. Your thunk will resume soon. 2 tin for the thin, exactly. Spadoodles, hello, how are you doing? And Zamo, hello. Can you hear TTS alerts? I cannot, but ye can hear them. I can hear sound alerts, but that's not really much good to us, unfortunately. Well, I mean, it is, but not for that specifically. But I'm keeping an eye on chat, which is why I'm back and forth so aggressively, and I don't know why. It's just something with OBS and Windows updating, you know, the whole deal. Paige and hello, I'm exhausted and napped up until now. I don't know how since I managed to sleep for 12 hours last night. Sometimes you need like a big catch up on the sleep, like, to be fair. I'm a little worried about, actually, no, I think this will be fine. I might see if I can just flip it over. Because I don't want it to stick to the table, you know? I've had that happen before and it's no good. No good at all. No way to live. Tasha says, Kate, do you know that The Simpsons recently made Homer a baker? It appears to be a change that'll stick. He just keeps making dough. Boo! For shame. For shame. For shame! Abby, thank you for the bits. All right, I think this might be almost the right size. I'm kind of overdoing it a little bit. Yes, I think I actually have the right size of this for once. I know we've made quiche on stream before, but I wanted to make again because 1, I want quiche today. And 2, I wanted to see if I could get a really good crust on it because the crust shrinks so much, you know? On the topic of Irish words, says Rowan, my grandma gave me the book I was telling you about and it's already way closer to how I like to learn language than language apps usually are, and I'm really motivated. Yes! Oh, I'm so glad to hear. I'm honestly delighted. I'm so proud of anyone who can be learning languages, and it is... I say this like at least twice a week. It's something I need to get myself back to because I really miss language learning, you know? I really, really miss it. Now. Okay, this is moment of truth. Moment of truth. Everyone. Please. Now I'm just gonna do it a little adjust. Just gonna bring it over this way and bring it over this way. 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 And bring it and bring it. Oh my god, this might actually be a little too big for this. No, I said that last time. No, I'm not falling for this again. No, it is not too big. It's exactly the right size because if I start going for the bigger tin, I will not have enough dough. This has happened to me so many times. I'm not falling for my own silliness this time. I'm not falling for it. I'm no fool. I'm no fool, let me tell you that. There's one corner here that might shrink, but I think a corner on a circle. There's one edge bit that might shrink. But you know what? I think that, you know, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I would rather have a load hanging over the side than not have enough. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Please. Appreciate pie crust. Brilliant. Okay, fantastic. Now I need to chill it. That's the best looking pie crust I've gotten into a tin in a while. I'm going to rinse my hands. I just want to check the recipe because I think we need to start roasting those tomatoes in a minute. Because we roast the tomatoes and then we pop it all in together. Clap. Thank you, cooker. Thank you, everybody. Appreciation has been given. Thank you. I do appreciate it. You're very good. Right. Evil Cake, hello, how are you doing? Hello, hello. Right, we roll it out and drape it on the dippity. Chill in the fridge or freezer for 20 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna put this, excuse me, I'm going to put it on a dinner plate. Come on, come on. Oh my goodness, please. Oh. I wish we didn't have to keep the dinner plates under the little plates. It's such a pain. Right, I'm just gonna do this just so the pastry isn't trailing along inside the fridge. I had to reorganize our 400 types of cheese. We don't really have 400 types of cheese, but God, sometimes I really wish we did. What would we do with the 400 types of cheese? I do not know, but like, look, wouldn't you rather have them than not? Okay, hey Google, set a 20-minute timer.
Okay, 20 minutes. And we're starting now.
Cool, all right, crust is done. That's the most painless, well, frighten me. Sarah, thank you for the bits. My hiccups are gone, so I don't know what to tell you. Should I get a cake Jew rolling pin emote? It's just like, you know the me as an emote, but holding a rolling pin. Like angry. Oh, Lemon Dragon says, I made a quiche semi recently with broccoli in it. It was a bit wetter than it should be, but still tasted good. I love broccoli so much. I haven't had broccoli in so long. I keep forgetting. I don't buy it fresh in the shop because it goes off so quickly. It's gone bad in like a day and a half. All fruit and veg has been going off so quickly. And I sometimes get it frozen, but it's a bit of a gamble. Sometimes if you buy frozen broccoli, it's all stalk. Now don't get me wrong, I know you can eat the stalk. It's not the end of the world. However, if the bag has pictures of broccoli florets, I want my little broccoli florets. I want my little broccoli trees, you know? It's a little thing to ask for. I love broccoli so much. But yeah, frozen vegetables they're so good. They're really, really handy. However, sometimes they rip you off with those opaque bags. I should just freeze the fresh broccoli. That would be much, much more sensible. Couldn't remember the name there. Imagine forever, hello, got broccoli in the fridge. You make sure you eat that broccoli. It's a beautiful thing. It's so beautiful. All right, we need to roast some tomatoes. Are we ready to roast some tomatoes? Goofy. No, wait, I need olive oil. I need something to roast them in as well. Hang on, and I need, if anyone says oven, don't even do it. Does it say what temperature to roast them at? It doesn't. Low shelf of the oven. It doesn't say. Oh no, I'm a big fool. Heat oven to fan 180. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I was like, where would we do that? That's grand. There we go. Microwave. Oh, stems can be good to. Oh, stems, broccoli stems and stir fry. You're living. You're living. What I might do is I might wrap them up in a little bit of tin foil because I do have a roasting dish, but like it's very, very big. Like, do we have tin foil? We don't have tin foil. I forgot to buy some in the shop. This is why I need to write a shopping list instead of just winging it. Most of the time I'm fine, but look at. This is so big. I must have something smaller I can use. Hang on, give me a second. Give me a second. What have I got in here that I could use? I could use Is there any reason I couldn't just use a little loaf tin? It's not a roasting dish, but like a little loaf tin. It's only tomatoes. I think they'd fit. Although they might be bunched up on top of each other. Don't really want that. It might work. Follow your heart. If I followed my heart, this kitchen would be on fire a long time ago, okay? If it works, it works. Hang on, I have the loaf tins over here because goodness forbid I keep all the tins for everything in one place. No, never mind. I do actually keep all the tins for everything in one place now. It's a wonder I can think in the one direction, lads. Oh, goodness. Is that a loaf tin? Is that a loaf tin? What the name of God? Oh, it's a loaf tin. Found it. Oh, yeah, the spider. Give me a second. I'm okay. I'm just an idiot. Give me a second. I'm just gonna... Don't mind me. It was actually a dead spider. So I'm still alive. And don't feel bad for hoovering it up. We're all good. Ha! All good. All good. We're still exist. It's all G. I'm just gonna give this a thorough wash to get all the spider germs off it. It's a dead spider now. I'm watching you. It's a dead spider now. Oh, no, it was. I think it was dead before. It looked like it'd been sitting there a while. I just got it fried because I'm a fool out. But that's you know, that's just part of it. Anyway, Spadoodle, thank you for the bits.
I guess you could say it was that spider's time to die, son.
Spadoodles. Got to lie down. Taisha says, have you heard the plans to give short swords to the guards, calling it the On Garda? I'm going home. I'm done. I'm not playing with you guys anymore. All right. Tomatoes. We're going to give them a little rinse. A little rinse with a little water. Little rinsey rinse. Just make sure there's nothing living in there, you know. Sorry, I got it. It nearly went into a load of manky water and I didn't want that. Once these are in the oven, I'm going to do a quick little clear of the sink because you don't want loads of stuff sitting in the sink when you're trying to cook, you know? I saw a cute meme somewhere that the coins you randomly find between the sofa cushions are actually from spiders trying to pay rent. Oh, bless. Ashton Gemstone, hello, a fine time indeed. How are you doing? Can I interest you in a tomato? Look at it's a really nice little punnet of tomatoes, I have to say. Nice little punch of tomatoes. Very weird, hello! I hope you are having a good one too. I'm gonna leave the stems in. If I'm roasting tomatoes, it feels right to leave the stems in, you know? I'll pop a little olive oil, a bit of salt and pubber, the whole lot, you know. A tomato in this trying time. That's a fruit if I've ever seen one. Oh, gee, it's cake. Did I say hello to you? Hello. How is your Friday going? I'm good, thanks. That's all right. Tomatoes are not for everyone, but I like them. Do you know what I really like? Do you know the baby plum tomatoes? They're so good. If you get a baby plum tomato, not just one, if you get several baby plum tomatoes and you get a good hot frying pan, you don't like fry them to hell and back, but you fry them just until they have a little color on both sides. They're so good. You can fry them until they start to burst a little as well, but if you get them like that, they're just so sweet. They're so good. That with a fry, like you're living. If you get a good fried baby tomato with your fry. Oh yeah! All right, I'm gonna wait until this heats up. I actually feel slightly too high, so I'll give it a minute. Good Girl says, I was having soup with fresh stuff from the garden and there was a caterpillar in my soup. No! Oh no, heartbreak. Heartbreak. Oh, dearly, 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 dearly me. Something's... Something's moving over there. I'm not sure what it is. I can hear something. It'll be fine. No! No, it's the Hoover. It's okay. It fell on something soft, so it's all right. Oh, I hate this. I hate it here. Anyway, tomatoes, olive oil, salt and pepper. I don't know if I really want to put anything else on them because I don't want to go, I want to keep the flavors simple. That's the fancy way of saying I'm lazy. It's one of those days, I'll tell you, it really is. It's always the days where I'm able for it. These kind of things don't tend to happen to me on days where I'm not able for it. I'm very thankful. I think it's just a side effect of moving around so much. Arctic Ash, hello, good news. I got back from my intro week. It was an emotional roller coaster, but a good time. I'm very tired. Oh, I'm so glad. It was so good. My neighbor just told me to shut up. It's 10 to 3 on a Friday afternoon, and my neighbor just told me to shut up. Hey! Love that for us. Anyway, tell her you're at work. I mean, I'm not lying. It's all right. She's just really nasty and miserable, and nobody likes her because she's nasty and miserable. Anyway, actually, I should probably put the oil on first because then it'll stick to them. Anyway, I can't remember what I was doing. Neighbors oh no, that neighbor is having a bad life, and I know that sounds really. It probably sounds insensitive to say, but you know, after 7 or 8 years, you start to. After about 7 years, you lose any ability to sympathize. I'm gonna get this away from the laptop. Throw Skittles. You know the funny thing is, we don't have a connecting wall with her in the kitchen. If anyone would be actually put out about any noise I make, it would be our neighbours on that side who have a connecting wall with our kitchen, and who, like, anytime I say, "Are we too loud?" They're like, "We don't hear you at all." Oh God. No, she's a piece of work. She really is, which is quite sad. But look, that's what it is. You get louder out of spite. I've considered it. I've really considered it. She's the kind of person who she called the guards on one of our other neighbours for having a big party. The guards show up, and there's no one in the house because they're all on holiday. There's nobody in the house that she called the guards on. Like nobody, not a soul. Anyway, do you want to get more olive oily? Come on, little tomats, you can do it. I'm gonna turn you over manually. Ah, there we go. That's the business. At least it's not as my neighbour says, Theta, they hit cars with fireworks. Oh God, no, that's genuinely scary kind of stuff. Ooh, wouldn't wish that upon anyone. That's bad. That's bad for him. How do you make that mistake? Oh no, I don't think it was a mistake. I genuinely think she just does it deliberately. She's the kind of person who will ring the doorbell at 3 a.m. and tell us to stop having a party when, you know, all our lights are off and we were asleep. I wish we were having as many parties as she thinks we're having, because at least our lives would be very exciting altogether, you know? Making false police reports in the US gets you arrested and fined. What's the consequence in Ireland? The consequence in Ireland is they just start to ignore you, and they do just ignore her at this stage because they know that she's just a nuisance. I don't think she even rings the guards anymore. Like, I think they probably like blocked her number. They probably like rang up Aircom and they're like, yeah, can you just block this woman? Oh God. All right. Oh, tomats. Tomats. Oh, look at these tomats. Actually, I might put another tiny little drizzle of olive oil on them. Tomats. 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 They're beautiful tomats. But yeah, do you know, actually, sorry, I'm going to shut up on my neighbor in a minute, but it's nice to say this to like people that I do not know very well and who have not like had first-hand encounters with her, because sometimes I'm just like, are we mad? But like, she would literally just like bang on the wall. Just like at 1 a.m, she'll just be like, but I don't know what, like, it sounds like she has a hammer and just like, shut up! And we'll be lying in bed like, But something really great is we got new wardrobes a couple of months ago, and we got our new IKEA wardrobes, fancy ones. They're really, really tall, and they essentially cover the entire wall that connects to her house in our bedroom, and we can't hear her banging on the wall anymore. It dampens the sound perfectly that we can't hear her banging on the wall. Unless we're already awake and it's really quiet, we can't hear her. And it's so great! It's so great! I don't know why we didn't do it sooner, I'm so happy. Oh, and they're nice wardrobes, so. Well, all we have to do is build a big, massive, huge brick wall out the back so she can't look at us anymore. Oh, good. No, there is like, I know it probably seems like I'm making light of someone who's like very, very disturbed, but like, it's not like she's on her own. Like, she has someone living with her who is enabling her to be the way she is. So, you know, there's something going on, but she does her best to make it everyone else's problem, and so's the person living with her, so. Also, some people are just miserable like that, like really. Apparently she's always been this way. Anyway, thankfully, I'm owled and belled enough to just ignore her. You know? Hacha. Okay, we need to wait for this to be hot enough to put in tomatoes, and then we get some roast tomatoes. Donation code, buy cake, a new house. Listen. Sometimes I look at Daft if I want to lie down and cry for a few minutes. I'd love to own a house, but I always used to think like, oh, I'm never gonna own a house, you know, it's 2022 and I'm 28, never gonna own a house, but there's hope. Unfortunately, that hope is all riding on another recession, which obviously we don't want, so it's kind of a bit, it's like, yay, oh, you know, it's a bit, oh goodness. Someday we're gonna live somewhere nice, and we're not gonna have a neighbor who harasses us and everyone on the street, and we're going to have a utility room, and I'm gonna have a bath and a little garden, and that's all I want. I don't want a mansion, I don't want a huge house, I'd never be able to look after it. I want a bath, garden, not connected to anybody, that's it. Neighbors, yes, sure, but you know. Secret Puzzle says I'm 38 and I got my own house. It's still being built, but I'm almost there. I'm so excited for you. Oh, it's so great. Some friends of ours got their own house recently, and I'm so happy for them. Like, I really am. It's just like your own place where you can, like, don't get me wrong, we have really nice landlords here. Like, we're very lucky. They're just nice. Like, if we picked out a new paint for the wall and we're like, we'll do it ourselves, we won't wreck the place, we'll let you see the color first. They're like, yeah, come on, it's fine. Just don't wreck the place. But no, they're very nice. But you know, I'd like to be able to just do things in the house without worrying about that, oh, it's not our place, you know? Or, you know, like, to get a nice kitchen put in. Like, this is fine. It's a nice, straightforward kitchen, but I get, like, cute little cabinet doors and cute little handles and, you know, it's just, like, nice floors. I'm all excited about having a house, which I might, we will, someday. And if I have to wait for it, I don't mind. But the housing market is really something else at the minute. Goodness. But it's starting to go down, like a little bit. It's starting to skid down. E-girl home. No, see, what I actually want is I want a hobbit house. I want a hobbit house with one e-girl room. Like, whole house, we're living, like, this is Bag End, you know, you got cute doors, you got gorgeous little, like, I want, like, little details, little cute little bits and bobs. I want it to be higgledy-piggledy. If I could get round doors, listen, I would. I absolutely would. And then I want one room for all of my e-girl stuff. For, not all serious, like for like streaming, for bits and bobs, like that'd be great. I'd love that. That'd be nice. I'd be very, very comfy. Yes, there is, Ixay. I'm trying not to think about it. There is no housing crisis in Basing Say. Anyway, someday, listen, if we ever win the Euro Millions, and I have more money than I can ever realistically spend, I'll still stream like probably 4 days a week. Or probably 5. I think I'd get bored. But I was just like, what am I going to do with myself? But we will have a very cool little room for streaming. We can have lots of little cool setup things. We do go wild. We'll have a full professional kitchen. We've got 500 cameras. We have big like fill lights and overhead lights and bits and bobs, you know. I want a cottage in the middle of the woods with a steampunk workshop in the basement. That'd be so cool. Ah, love that. Taisha says we have hobbit houses in Portlaoise, really. They're accessible homes, they're bungalows. No way. I had no idea that was a thing. Okay, I actually need to leave this in a little longer because the tomatoes haven't even gone in yet. And I don't want to, excuse me, I don't want to be getting ahead of myself. I want to put the tomatoes into roast first for a little while. Excuse me. Then I'll grab this out of the fridge and I think I have rice that I reserved from the last time I blind baked something. No, I don't. I lied. I have told you lies. I thought I had rice from the last time I blind baked things. Ah! I'll figure it out. It's fine. I'll figure it out. It's fine. I'm in the same boat. Love the idea of owning a home, but I don't think it'll happen. I want to believe it'll happen. It's just going to be much tougher than it's been for previous generations. I want to believe that something will come through for us. I want to believe. Yeah, I want to believe. I know it can be very harmful to be like aggressively optimistic, but I'm like, you know, at least if I'm optimistic, I don't feel as upset about it, you know? Like, Zargan says, lads, pray for me. I'm about to test just how healed my throat is with a burrito. Well, Zargan, you're supposed to eat them like in small bites. You're not supposed to. Anyway, good luck! I hope you enjoy it. What kind of burrito did you get? And Bloodman Mountain says, my dream place is like a brownstone in somewhere's downtown with neighbors that don't scream at each other. It's a simple thing to want. It's a simple thing to want. Sloth bacon will eat it whole, brother. You see me at dance macabre, you should know I do. Oh, it's tomato temperature. Let's go. Oh wait, that's fine. In you go. Wait, how long do these need to go in for? I did check, I just don't remember. Okay, so I think we want to put them in for around the same amount of time as the shell? Do you call it a shell? The pastry, I guess. There must be something up here I can use to weigh this down. I need to just get pie weights. I don't know why I don't have pie weights of the Caribbean. Okay, what do we have up here that I could use? I know there must be something. We have some disappointing rice that I could use. Easy cook long grain rice that is deeply disappointing and not very good. Oh, I finally opened my thing of MSG that I've been holding on to for a million years. It's great. I knew it would be great. I just hadn't opened it and I don't know why. Oh, we got macaroni, spaghetti. Soba noodles. I didn't know we had soba noodles. I don't know if they're still okay to eat. They've been sitting there a while. We have, egg gemelli, the Twisty Boys. I think I'll just use the disappointing rice. Oh, yeah. Disappointing rice. We've no dry beans, unfortunately. I need to just get like specific for the cause, the purpose pie weights. Even though every single time I'll go to get them, I will say pie weights of the Caribbean. Have you ever made the ratatouille dish? I actually haven't, unicorn relish, but I want to still. I could do that next week. Now, I know I'm thinking about the Jaffa cake, But I did want to make ratatouille like last year, and I just completely forgot about it. And I don't know why I didn't in the end. I think I was really nervous about it going wrong somehow. It is a little bit complex, but I think I can manage it. I feel a little more confident about making some stuff than I do last year. Disappointing rice sounds like something out of Zargan's vending machine. Disappointing rice reminds me of surprising rice from Cabin Pressure. And I know there's like 1 or 2 people here who listen to Cabin Pressure, so that's what makes it so surprising. Oh, surprising rice. I must listen to that again, it's very funny. I love my new apartment, says Pigeon. My only problem is that the one above my apartment who has parties very often, but even then the few times they're allowed, it's only for 10 minutes and I never hear anything for the rest of the weekend. That's actually not too bad. Like, as party neighbours go, that's a pretty good deal, I'm gonna be honest. And I hope it stays that way as well. I hope it never gets much louder than that. Have we watched Ratatouille? That's a good point. Have we watched Ratatouille on a film night? I don't know if we have. Wait, I didn't poke the base.
Ratatouille.
Pighead, thank you for the bits. Why, where do I know that from? Is that a meme? Is that one of these cool kid memes that I actually realistically should know but don't for some reason? I am supposed to... Yes, I am. Oh, it's the knockoff movie, that's it. Ratatouille. God, those knockoff movies are so... I feel so bad because they're obviously made just to fool people who are buying DVDs for kids, and then the kids are going to be angry because it's not at all what they wanted. That's the only reason that they ever get bought, I'd say. Moss Heart, hello! I'm out of the hospital. I went in for a blood clot from 23, so that's concerning, but out and I feel great. Yes, Moss Heart! I'm so glad you feel good. Can we get some excitement for Moss Heart? It can be very, very scary going to hospital, especially with something like blood clots. Oh my goodness. I'm delighted you're out and about. And long may you be healthy. I'm actually going to bring this around the other way. The other way. Oh my goodness. Especially blood clots when you're young. Like, at least you did the smart thing, you went in and got seen. Instead of leaving it and going, oh no, I feel fine. I'm grand, you know? Which, is not the play. Funny enough. This is such a messy way to do this. But look, it works. And if it works, it works, You can't argue with it if it works. And you can, but I'd really prefer if you didn't, because I don't have any better ideas. Oh, I see, we have a shark close-up. You give me 2 minutes. I'm just going to throw this in the oven. Physically. Just going to yeet it in there. Thank you, everyone. I hope everyone keeps healthy. Me too. I hope everyone feels good and does not have to go for any hospital visits that they were not already planning. All right. I'm just going to trim around the edge of the paper because I'm very, very clumsy with cutting that stuff. But where is the scissors? Where's the... Same thing. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. You'd do it too. All right. I'm going to put it in. I'm going to hold it properly. 20 minutes. Wait, is it 20 minutes? Oh, I'll just put it in. Oh, those tomatoes look so good. In you go. I hope it doesn't stick to the inside of the oven. Okay, let's see. Yes, 20 minutes. Hey Google, set a timer for 20 minutes.
Sure, 20 minutes. And we're starting now.
Nice, cool, deadly. You're not going to cut off the edge. I will cut a little bit of it off soon. Because it's going to shrink. So the crust will shrink once it's being blind baked. So I don't want to cut it. Because even sometimes I've had it perfect. I'll be like, oh, that's plenty overlap. And I put it into blind bake. And it's like in the middle of the tin. I'm like, no! So I want to make sure I don't accidentally do that. Again. Love you, Mon. Hello. I hope you're having a lovely break for your good self. Come in, come in. How's things? Right, we can take a minute and just do it. Do we have a vending machine? vending machine. Today, from the vending machine, you can get Death Baked Pie, Huff Pastry, 3-liter bottle of Tabasco, auto honking clown horn, or a burrito warmed in oven. Make your selection. If you feel brave enough. Good news from Ann Person. Just found the thing I've been looking for a week. It's partially a lie. I looked for it for the start of the week. That's okay. But you found it, and that's what's important. Wait, oven. Burrito warmed in Owen. Did we consult Owen about this? No, Fur, it's an Owen burrito. I don't want to know how Owen warmed the burrito. I don't think any of us need the specifics. I think we're at peace this way. I think we're better off not knowing. We're much better off not knowing. Owen sounds like I can't believe this. UN burrito warmed Owen was her. How could you put that back into my brain? I'll clean it later, don't worry. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I actually want to quickly clean around here. Because it's a holy state. It is a state. And you know what else I'm going to do? I'm going to move this because I have an awful vision of it just falling and moving everything around and knocking things over and wrecking the place. And we don't want that, you know? Gotten this far. We're not dead yet, so. You know what? I'm just going to load up the dishwasher. I don't know who I think I am. I need to turn up this absolute club banger. Right, that'll do for now. I literally just wanted to make sure I could actually get in and out of where the sink is. I'm gonna put away the flour. I'm trying to be very organized so that I don't have more work than I strictly need later on to do. Someday I'll be able to say a sentence in the right order. I'm gonna disappoint you and tell you right now that's not something I'm gonna do today. But someday, someday. Kika Kieran says, I will drink the bottle of Tabasco, will you though? Is it 2 liters or 3 liters? 3 liters of Tabasco, like that's one of those big bottles like that. That's like a Country Spring bottle. I want Country Spring lemon and lime. I haven't had it in years. I really want Country Spring lemon and lime drink. It's so good. I think they might still do it in the big Tesco. We don't go to big Tesco very often. Whenever I ask my Tara, I was like, hey, can we go for a drive and just hang out in the big Tesco so I can get a single bottle, a 3-liter bottle of Country Spring lemon and lime, and then we go home. Oh goodness. We were actually chatting during the heat wave. We were like, why don't we just go for like a drive in the air-conditioned car, go to the big Tesco's that has air conditioning and just walk around looking at things instead of like melting into the ground at home. Sub goal for big Tesco stream. No, because I know you do it. I know you do it. And then I'd have to go to the big Tesco's. See, the thing is, if I did an IRL stream, I'd have to put it on a stream delay, because otherwise there might be one mad person who tracks me down in the big Tesco's and makes it weird. Princess Goodboy, hello. We did that a couple of times. Went to the big Tesco just to stand in the fridge aisle. Honestly, like I was up the shop for something recently. I think it must have been like in the morning for a baking stream, and it was really, really warm. And I was just walking through the cold area. I was just like, yes, yes. Oh, You know what point? I don't know how IRL streamers do it because like I would be so terrified that like obviously like you're better off being with other people if you're doing IRL stream, but I'd be so terrified that someone would come up to me, you know, and be like, "Oh, I'm watching you on your stream." I'm like, "Ah!" You know, I don't know what I'd do. Oh goodness. It could pre-record it, but like you know, then it would just be me walking around talking to myself, and I like talking to you. I like look. I'm good at talking to myself. If push comes to shove, I can do that. But you know, you can just do a vlog of walking around Tesco. You know, I would do that. Oh goodness. And Patriot Twitch says during the heat wave before my last folks were in a caravan, it was 40 Celsius inside the caravan. They spent an hour just in Asda to stop themselves melting. I do not blame you. I do not blame you. That sounds like hell. Oh my goodness. And Peter says, Cake, if you can access Google Maps, the houses are called the Masonettes, Harper's Lane. They've hobbit doors. Oh my goodness. I'll have a look at them after. I can't actually check Google Maps without stopping all the music forever. Well, not forever, but stopping the music entirely. But if you want to post that in Discord, because then I will remember, because that sounds really cute. I'm got up to 42 here in the States. It was dreadful. Oh God, I couldn't be dealing with it. I really, really couldn't. It got that hot in France as well. Aki was saying that like she was just in ribbons. And I'm so glad. I'm so thankful that we are getting into autumn. And I know, like, obviously, you know, a lot of people did enjoy the hot weather and stuff, but it was too much for me. Like, it got to the point where it was just uncomfortable to stream, and I don't like that. I like to be having a nice time. I don't like to be there like, oh, I enjoy. Like, no, I don't like that. I don't want to have to drag myself out of stream in the middle, not the middle of the night, but at 10 o'clock in the evening, in like a pitcher because I've turned to liquid. I don't want that. Oh goodness. It's where you employ IRL mods so I can finally follow up on this threats. Oh. What if I actually turned you into a JPEG artifact? What if I had to do that in real life? Someone did something that was not cool and hip and I had to turn them into a JPEG artifact in real time. Oh dear, this summer, no, it was a bit too much. Like, I don't mind when it's hot for a week or two, but it wasn't getting cold at night, and now it's starting to get cold at night, and when I went to bed last night, I think I was able to talk to McDara for like maybe 5 minutes, and I just conked out. Like, I fell asleep, and I woke up the same way I fell asleep, just like this. I was so great. I did a really good sleep. And Birdsby says, I'm glad the weather's becoming more bearable for you, but it's a bittersweet feeling because it means we'll be feeling it in Australia soon. No! Birdsby, I hope it doesn't hit you too badly. Like, I really, really hope so, because it was rough. It was very, very rough. Oh, goodness. Hot weather's nice when it's a day or two, but it doesn't cool down at night. Yeah, and you wake up sweaty. That's no good. It's no good. And we can't really sleep with the windows open because of her, so. Not to bring it back to her, but, you know. Do we want another cup of tea? I'm sipping away on this, but it is cold, and I kind of want a fresh cup of tea. Exports use a JPEG and turns the quality way down. Help, I'm being compressed. Oh dear. All right, hands in the air, who wants tea? Round two cups of tea. Now that I can drink tea, like just chain it back to back again, I'm just going for it, like, just going for it. Two tea, too furious. I'm sorry, my nose is still itchy, I don't know why. I'm okay now. I'm better. I got better. Sit. My stream doesn't have any tags, does it? I've just realised that now because the whole tagging system, I don't think it does. I keep forgetting to even check if it's working because it's been driving me so mad, but who's that? Oh, Saber BG, thank you so much for 15 months. Saber, how are you doing? Hello, how's things? Edit stream info. Oh no, it does. Let's see, it's deleted some of them, which is kind of weird. There we go. Okay, now we're good. Yeah, the new system is a holy mess, but there we go. It randomly deleted something, which is very strange. Natalie Craggs, hello! How are you doing? And Islany says, I bought £20 worth of Twinings herbal tea and I'm so excited to get back to drinking in the cool weather. It's so good. So good. I'm not very, very big into herbal tea, but I love my mint tea and my lemon and ginger, and it's just so good. So good. I'm not hugely into other teas. Like, I'd have them the odd time. But I have to be in the humour, you know? I used to like a berry tea the odd time, but I think I had like 2 or 3 bad ones, and I just haven't been able to go back since. But one of these days. Ah, sorry, my nose is still itchy. Sorry, I feel disgusting just like doing this constantly, but there's something else I can do. Dun, dun. There we go. Wait a second. Hey Google, how long's left on my timer?
T minus 8 minutes and 1
okay.
second.
Hey Google, set a 5-minute timer. Oh God.
Second timer for 5 minutes.
The first one that goes off is for tea.
Now.
Weeping Stone, hello. Oh, what Lego set are you building? Tell me all about it. And Joyful Authenticity Ninja, thank you so much for your prime. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. And Ascurian, hello. We don't have a quiche yet. We're blind baking the crust, and we're roasting some tomatoes, and we're making some tea to keep us going as well. So, and Bimoni says for a minute I misheard that's £20 weight, not cash. That would be a lot of tea because, you know, tea's not very dense. I mean, this whole box of tea bags is 500 grams. I don't know what that is in pounds. Hey Google, what's 500 grams in pounds?
500 grams is 1.102 pounds.
Yeah, 20 of these would be a lot. Oh, have we had the weekly animal noises? Actually, oh my goodness, somebody on TikTok recommended that I ask it for something specific, because I put up the clip of the imp noise and people have been going wild for that. Exclamation mark TikTok if you're into a bit of TikTok. Hey Google, what does a skeleton sound like?
This is a skeleton.
Is it? There's some loud bones. There's some creaky joints. That's what my skeleton sounds like for sure. That's something. Oh, hang on, that's a good one, Ewan. Hey Google, what does a capybara sound like?
This is a capybara. Do you want to hear a kookaburra sound?
Yeah.
All right, here's a kookaburra.
Is that
By the way, I can tell you about a new animal every day.
Is that what a kookaburra sounds like? Sorry, this probably seems very silly, but I never knew they sounded like that. Isn't that just like well, not but wasn't that used as like almost like a stock spooky forest sound effect in like old films and like some video games and stuff? Like it sounds like a sound effect you'd hear in the background of a Scooby-Doo episode. Huh. Like, that must be what it is, because I never knew that was a kookaburra. I thought it was, it's going to sound silly, I thought it was like a monkey or something. Or like, yeah, it sounds a bit like hyenas. It brings me back to my favorite video game as a kid. Oh, what game? Oh my goodness. Jellywick says, I feel like my skeleton sounds like the creaky noise my bra makes when wash on a high heat. Oh my god, it's like... Yeah, another one. Hey Google, what do hyenas sound like?
This is a hyena. Do you want to hear another animal sound?
Yeah.
All right, this is a coyote. Hey, if you like animal sounds so much, can you guess whether the
Oh, here we
following
go.
sound is a cow or an alpaca?
An alpaca? It sounds too squeaky to be a cow.
That's right.
Yeah.
It was an alpaca.
It sounds like it's complaining, like...
Alpacas are 2 babies at once. Are you up for another cool fact?
Go on. Yeah. Cool fact. Come on, let's go.
You have 2 timers. The 5-minute timer is running with 3 seconds to go, and the 20-minute timer is running with 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
I see. I've been told to go make my tea. I see how it is. The game is a world exploration game for kids. You travel around the world and collect stamps in your passport. In every country with facts and mini games. Oh, that's really cool. And when you land in Australia, you play the kookaburra sound. Oh, that's really, really cool. Can't remember the name though. Oh. Do you want to hear a fact? You've got 2 timers. That's the fact I got. That's all I got. Very cool, Google. Thank you. Sure. Oh, itchy. Orange tulip, hello. We're blind baking the crust, the dough crust. I'm just going with the crust. So it's not assembled yet, but we're getting there. How are you doing for yourself? Come in, Orange tulip. How's things? All right, somebody asked for this. Hey Google, what does a howling monkey sound like?
This is a howler monkey.
It sounds like somebody trying to start up a very old motorbike. Oh, hang on, I got one for you. Hey Google, what does a badger sound like?
This is a badger. That's music to my ears. Do you want me
It's
to play
what?
another animal sound?
Yeah.
All right, this is a raccoon. Which animal sound would you like to hear next?
No, I'm good. That's enough. That'll do. I've had plenty. Ellie Bloody, hello. What does a rapping parakeet sound like? Is that a type of parakeet? Ask what Daggerfall skeletons sound like. Oh my goodness. Anyone here actually played Daggerfall? I haven't. For my own well-being. Oh, Flaylaboo, hello. You haven't missed the quiche. Don't worry. Thank you so much for 9 months, though, of your Prime. How are you doing? The quiche will be not ready yet. It'll be ready soon. Raccoons are very sweet. They're very, very cute. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm trying to think. There was something in my brain a minute ago and I can't remember it. There's some like Irish animal and I can't remember what it was that I was going to ask it for. Okay, so now we take out the pie weight of the Caribbean, and I'm going to put this back in. It's supposed to go in for like 5 minutes or something. Let's see. 5 to 10 minutes until biscuit brown. So, however long that takes. Oy. Oh, the tomatoes look so good. Oh my god. Okay, I need to take this out very carefully. I've had better ideas in my life than doing it this way. But at least I'm not going to, you know, have any issues with shrinkage on the dough. So, you know, it all works out. Okay, I need to put all of this hot rice somewhere. I think it's going to go... I'm getting the big bowl. I'm putting it in the big bowl so I can put it into the other thing. It all makes sense in my brain, okay? Okay. That was actually not that bad. I thought that was gonna be way worse. Okay, I'm putting this back in. I'm gonna crack off a few little bits around the edge that I can probably sacrifice just for the sake of keeping the pie from actually disintegrating around the sides. No, 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 no. I said don't disintegrate. Oh, it's getting a bit disintegratey though. That's okay. That's all right. I'm not afraid of nothing, so I'm just gonna put it back in. Okay, I'm gonna give it 5 minutes. Hey Google, set a timer for 5 minutes.
All right, 5 minutes. Starting now.
Biscuit brown as opposed to toast brown. Exactly, toast, well, it depends on how you take your toast. It's Ari, hello, so far we're doing all right. Nothing's gone up on fire, nothing is burnt, nothing is looking the way it shouldn't be, so hey. Also, a little reminder for everybody, new YouTube video this evening, 6 o'clock p.m. in the p.m. today, on this day, Friday. Exclamation mark YouTube if you're not already subbed to the YouTube. I've been so blown away by how many people have been going over and seeing the videos, and I'm so happy, thank you. The GeoGuessr one has nearly 2,000 views, which is just mad, like it's so cool. I'm very thankful. Thank you all very much. Share it with your friends. Share it on your Twitter. Whatever you feel comfortable sharing it, wherever you feel comfortable sharing it. I really, really appreciate it. It's been going really well, and I'm just happy. I'm just happy. I'm very, very happy. Ask Google what a culchi sounds like. Hey Google, what does a culchi sound like?
Sorry, I don't understand.
That's what they tend to sound like in the city, I suppose, but, you know. All right, hot cup of tea incoming. Hot cup of tea, freshly made. Now, that's all you're getting, the rest is mine. Cake, oh wait, hang on, that disappeared as soon as I went to read it. Cake, a while back you gave the advice, I believe you learned from someone else, about putting down a wet towel while cutting onions to cut back on the burn. My girlfriend's been using that since I told her about it, and the other night she specifically mentioned she wants you to know it was a game changer. Yes! It was someone here told me about it. Who's that? Mega Miles! Thank you so much for the raid! Come in, come in, come in, hello! The cast, hello! We got a mega raid coming in. Can I get a wave of welcome for everyone coming into the raid? How was your stream? Tell me all about it. How was Deep Rock Galactic? I've actually never played it myself, but I've seen a few people play it and it seems like great fun. How are you doing? It's raw! Mega Miles, how are you doing? We're making quiche today. A nice quiche. We have the pie... I keep going to call it pie shell, which I don't like saying that. I don't like saying that. We have the bit of pie in there. Crust! Why can't I think of the word crust thing? We have the pie crust in there, we're blind baking it, and we are roasting some tomatoes to put in. We're gonna have some cheese, we're gonna have some, of course, egg, we're gonna have some basil, it's gonna be great. It was fun playing with the devs. Oh really? Ah, that's really cool. That sounds like great crack. Yeah, very nice. Lowen Koala says, is that a blowhigh? Yes it is. This is, if you've never been here before, hello. Ow, ow. I'm Cake or Cake Jumper. I'm a variety streamer. We play video games, and on every Friday, we make some food. It might be a cake, it might be a quiche, it might be a roast dinner, whatever we're feeling. This is Shark. His name is Oscar, but you can call him Shark, and you can give him a hug with exclamation mark. Hug Shark. This is Dave. Don't worry about Dave. Just pat him on his head and don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Bellamy Mel, hello. Hello, hello. How are we all doing today? Are we well? Is anyone making something nice to eat for themselves on this day today? Because I haven't had quiche in ages, and my main motivation for making this was just that I really wanted to eat quiche, which I think is a great reason to make any food, you know, for any reason. I just made a fresh cup of tea. If anyone wants tea, here. Potato and Crime, hello on your break. Enjoy your break. Have a little relax for yourself. Tell us all about it. How are you doing? Who else we got? And Mega Miles says I'm making a Thai curry pork tenderloin. Oh, hungry. I haven't had Thai curry of any kind at all in the longest time. It's just so good. So nice. Oh, I love a green curry, and I don't actually remember the last time I had green curry. It's been so long, but there's something about a green curry that like it feels like a bit of a hug, you know? There's something good about it. Something real good about it. For everybody coming in, since this is a food and drink stream, everyone in the raid, welcome in, first of all. Second of all, what's everyone's favorite food? Comfort food, if that's easier for you. What is your favorite food? Think of it. You can magic up anything in front of you right now. What do you magic up? What do you... Because for me, it's probably like a Christmas dinner, I'm going to be honest. So actually, no, it's just the spuds. Sushi, bibimbap, pizza. Oh, very good. French fries. Only, how are you doing? Hello. Chicken fried steak. Oh, you make me hungry. Pierogi is so good. Yes. Right now, strawberry cheesecake. I love cheesecake. Spicy shell pasta with cheese, chicken balls and booked rice. Yes. And fish finger sandwich, honestly underrated food, like great comfort food, cheap, easy, delicious, love it. Spare ribs! I haven't had spare ribs in so long. South African bubble tea, I actually don't know if I know that. Crab rangoon and udon. Hang on, I have to take this out. That's not biscuit brown. Hey Google. Set a 5-minute timer, and then it might be biscuit brown, I hope.
All right, 5 minutes, and we're starting now.
Chicken pot pie. I love a pie. Pie weather is soon. Pie weather. Pulled pork and cinnamon applesauce. Oh, yes. Vibe Deceiver says, excuse me, the thickest mac and cheese imaginable. I need to make like a fancy big mac and cheese some Friday. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I went to make one once, and then we paused to watch like a Pokemon Presents, and I forgot about the pasta and I went like a rock. Well, not like a rock, it was like a brick of pasta, but we'll try that again sometime. Pizza, but I just like crisp sandwich, and the last time I had one was one of your streams. Love a crisp sandwich. Can't go wrong with a crisp sandwich. Oh my god, I don't remember the last time. No, I do remember the last time I had spare ribs. I think it was in a spice box. Tacos, oh yes. Those tacos. A massive plate of, spaghetti carbonara. I sometimes call it spaghetti carbon Barbara, and I don't know why. I was just going that way, you know. I was just going that way. Oh my goodness. But yeah, we are making quiche, and I'm hoping it turns out nice. It's nothing too mad or complicated. I just thought it'd be nice to make. If anyone wants the recipe I'm using today, !recipe, get yourself in there and figure out if you want to make it or not. It should be nice. Jenna Sue, hello. I want anything with bread or potatoes or sugar so bad right now. I'm on low carb sugar for medical junk for the month and I crave. No. I hope you can have a little bit after. I really, really hope so, because there's nothing quite like that. I won't keep on about it because I know it'll make it worse for you. So I'm so sorry. I don't know why my nose is dirty. I'm going to go mad. I'm going to have all my makeup wiped off on my arm. I'll have to keep washing my hands. Spinach with rice is one of my favorites. It sounds like a nice, simple, straightforward, delicious, you know. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Kopi says, my friend just spent $70 buying me games on Steam for my birthday. Her speech is, that's really sweet. Mega Mouse says, good luck with the dish. I'm off to let my ducks out. Tell the ducks we say hi. Oh, and ducks. Ducks. I'd love to live somewhere where you could keep like ducks. Now, I know chickens are loud, but I mean, so are ducks. You know, that's part of it. That's part of it. I'll have to make a pie, so I'll lurk, but hopefully quiche goes well. Thank you. I hope so too. I hope so. Einsteinium, hello. Again, I want to know about this. So it's babo tea. Babo tea is made with ground beef seasoned to perfection, a creamy, decadent topping. It's rich, savory, spicy, aromatic, and zingy. I want to try that. That sounds so, so good. Do you know, I think I said this a couple of weeks ago, but I saw a food on TikTok that I'd seen before, but I didn't know the name of it. I think it's jollof rice. It just looks like, it would cure what ails you, you know? It's just so good. I can't remember exactly where it's from, but it just looks so nice, and I want to eat it. I kind of want to make it myself, but I want to go somewhere and have it made the way it's supposed to be made first, so that I know what it's supposed to taste like, you know? It's not something I don't think I've ever had it, not that I can remember, but it just, it just sounds really good. It looks really good. It varies depending on who made it and where they're from. Google says West Acre. That's what was in my brain. I just wasn't sure if I was right or not. Have you tried Tiger Bubba Tea? It's brown sugar syrup, molasses that lines the cup of your tea. I kind of want to, but I don't actually like my bubble tea too sweet. Because if I have bubble tea too sweet, my heart starts pounding and it gets uncomfortable. I'm kind of the same with if I have too much chocolate. Like I'm fine. Like it's not like a medical thing. It's just I'm just a little sensitive to sugar sometimes, and it's not even that I get hyper. I just get kind of anxious. It's like, you know, if you have too much, for any coffee drinkers, when you have the 1 cup of coffee and you feel fine. You have your 2nd cup of coffee and you feel anxiety forever. It's kind of like that. Every time I misread, I mishear as jollop. Like here's a wee jollop of rice. Oh, goodness. I'd like to try it, though. I feel like all of the brown sugar I've had in my life has not been real brown sugar, because it's tasted the exact same. Let me just check on this. I have a weird feeling. It's not getting biscuit brown. I'm not going to stress about it, but it's not getting biscuit brown. Oh, my nose is still itchy. Whew. I'm gonna have to go blow my nose in a minute. I'm just gonna... If your nose is itchy, try not having it. Why didn't I think of that? I'm just gonna go. Here it is. I've taken my nose off now. I feel so much better. You know, I really feel free, you know. All right, let's see it. You know what? I think that'll probably do. I don't want it to get too weird, you know. I can say with confidence that the last thing you want in your pie crust is weirdness. If it gets a bit weird, then I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Like that's it. That's it. That's true. Actually, I need my nose to keep my glasses on. And I'm not getting laser eye surgery because I really like how I look with glasses. And you know, part of why I like how I look with glasses, because you can't see my dark circles as easily. If I take off my glasses, maybe they're not super visible now, but you will start to see my dark circles a lot more easily. And you also start to see that my eyebrows have not grown back from when I was 17, and we don't want to deal with that. Today's not the day. Oh goodness. Okay, let's see. So, we're going to take out the tomatoes as well in 1 second. Okay, we're going to take out the tomatoes. We'll leave them up there. Oh my god, they look so good. Oh, they look beautiful. You have to see these. Oh my god, they smell so nice. I'm gonna cry. Look at them. I have to be careful with them because this is very, very hot, but you can just about see them. Look. There we go, that's the... Oh, look at them. They look so nice. Oh yeah, that's what it's all about. All right, we're gonna leave those there. Now we're gonna make our egg mixture that we were absolutely supposed to make while that was doing its thing, but look, we're here. We're here now. Make the most of it. I think we can make it in this, but I'm gonna get the slightly bigger bowl just to be sure. Me too eggy. Mamma mia, those are some tomatoes. I'll tell you something, they absolutely are. I hope. If they're not tomatoes, then we're gonna run into a very serious problem in a couple of minutes' time. Egg mug. Egg mug. We need 2 egg, which I have in this box here. Magic. We need to add the cream and stir in the basil and see. Oh, I forgot to rip up the basil. Hang on, where did I put the basil? It's in here. Basil. I'm gonna rip up. It just says a bit. It just says an amount. It doesn't say that like any particular amount. It just says ripped up. Some. We're just gonna rip up some. Oh, it smells really nice. Want to try a clear container maybe this time to check for fish out cell? Oh, shell. I think I'll be all right. I tend to crack them in one at a time, and I mean, I can see this. I'll be all good. I'm feeling confident or stupid. I'm not sure which. I'm never sure which, but look, you just go with it and you hope for the best. No shell. No shell, no shell, no shell, no shell. No shell. No! What? That's a new ad. That video never used to have ads before. I'm so upset. Stupidity can lose to confidence, it's true. Cake at August. I'm sorry, Quintus. I was seeing if anyone would pick up on that, and I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to set the alarm bells ringing. Okay, 2 egg. I'm gonna rip up some basil. I'm just gonna leave it here. I don't know how ripped up they want this. Like, it's just rip, rip, rip. I've never had to rip up basil like this. Well, I have, but like, you know, didn't feel as intense somehow. I always think that I've gotten sick of the smell of basil until I smell actual fresh basil again. Like, dried basil I find can be really, I don't know, there's something almost sickly about it sometimes, but fresh basil is just the business. Like, it really, really is. Oh, R.I.P. basil, big ups to a big one. Get back here. Roddy, hello, and thank you for gifting us up to TM Caltry. Thank you so much. I thank you very much. How you doing, Roddy? I think that might be enough. I don't want to overdo it with basil because it can be a bit of a strong flavor even still. Fresh basil is just so good. So good. Okay, we need our pot of double cream, which we have here. Fresh double cream. So we're putting that, sorry, I read the thing and then immediately forgot it. We're just popping that in. Cool, that's it. I'm only meant to make it on Friday because I kicked us out of the office for the day. Hope people are good. You kicked out of the office? Oh, well, I mean, happy to have you, but I hope all goes well. Cream. Einsteinium, thank you for 2 months. I thank you very much. You're 3 good. You're 3 good to me. Okay, this is 250 ml, so it's technically a little less than I'm supposed to have, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Power outage, nothing major. Being here is better anyway, so it's all good. That's all right. As long as it's all G. As long as it's all G. Right, we got that. Now we're gonna add in our basil. Basil. I'm actually gonna skip this. Skip this. There we go. Yeah, I think that's almost everything. I'm stirring the basil and season. I'm gonna put a little bit of salt and pepper. I don't want to put too much of everything else, you know? With the cheese, we want to sprinkle half the cheese over the base, scatter the tomatoes, pour the cream, and then scatter the rest of the cheese. Okay, so what did I come over here for? To get the salt and pepper back, that was it. That's what. Chocolate coated brain, how could you? How could you? Hello, how are you doing? Lone koala, no! Don't be swayed by them. Yeah, don't want, I'm very, very weird about adding salt. I still blame Gary Lineker for my fear of adding too much salt to food. It's his fault. Not the person who wrote the script yet to reading that ad. It's his fault specifically. It's Gary Lineker's fault. All right, I don't know why I did that. Let's see. Okay, now I'm gonna crack off some little bits of this crust that are actually far too big and that will compromise the integrity of the quiche. But it does mean that we do have a fairly, never mind, it's cracked. It's all good. I mean, me too, honestly. I should have probably trimmed it a little bit, but you know. I had some bad experiences, okay? Okay, I'm gonna have to assemble this over here, but then I can show it to you. Is that all right? Let's see. Cheese. So I need to put some cheese over the base, and then we're putting in the tomatoes, and then I'm pouring in the mixture, and then I'm putting more cheese on top. That's how it's going. I'm going to somehow magically cut this open because I don't have a scissor. Oh wait, no, it's rip open. I hope you're behaving over there, lads. Because if you're not, I'll tell you something, Dave won't be impressed. Dave will cry tears of pure magma. It's still not open. The bit that they had cut where you could rip it open, it was above the bit that actually was open. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Saber BG has spent 50,000 channel points. You're all now free. All of you. I hate this. You are free. Get out of your system. Go, go. The economy has spoken. Go. Get out of your system. This is your chance. Oh, please open. Please, I'm begging. How much do I have to cut this? There we go. I got it. All right. Oh, yeah, that's good stuff. Right. Cheese. I really hope I don't overdo the cheese or underdo it. Either would be terrible, but I'd prefer to overdo it, honestly. If I'm being real with you now. Okay, little cheese. How you doing, little cheese? I'm going to get a fork just so I don't fill this with too much oil. I will show this to you. Don't worry. I kind of want to keep one of these tomatoes just to eat. I need to take the little stalks off as I go. They should just pop straight off. Yes, yes they do. Thank goodness. I don't want to put the stalks in. It feels weird. They look like little creepy crawlies, and I don't like that. This feels like a lot of tomatoes for a small quiche. But I suppose, you know, I'd rather have too many tomatoes than no tomatoes at all. I'm just kind of talking to myself over here because I can't see ye at the minute and I miss ye. So I'm starting to lose my mind, obviously, because, you know, I can't see ye. And what if you're gone? What if you all disappear? That'd be very sad. Okay, I gotta speed up this process. I am actually starting to lose my mind. No, don't rip the tomato! I might reserve one of these just to eat. Actually, maybe one or two, because there's actually not really enough space for more than one or two of these. I think that'll do plenty. One more. One more for good luck. Oh, this one doesn't even have a stalk. Perfect. There we go. All right. Oh my goodness. Okay, now pour this over. I'm pouring the mixture. Oh, eggy. I hope this is enough. Oh, that's going to be plenty, I hope. If it's not plenty, well, we'll figure that out when we get to it. Oh my goodness, I have a decent enough feeling about this one, lads. Now we're gonna sprinkle some cheese. Are you ready to see this before it goes in the oven?
What's the weather like
Because if you're
over
not,
there?
well, that's tough. I'm gonna show you anyway. I've definitely messed up the edges of the crust, but I think it's gonna be okay because I'd rather have a little too much and have a little broken than, you know, have none at all. This is actually cool enough to pick up as well. Ooh! Carefully. You ready to see it before it goes in? Look at that. It's beautiful. Look at those tomatoes. It kind of looks like a cake, like a sweet cake. You can see where the crust has cracked a little bit. Now that was entirely my fault. I did get a bit too excited about having too much crust hanging over the side. But look it, we live and we learn, and that is okay. Right, so it's going in. Careful, careful, because it will spill if I'm not careful. Woo! That's it. Hey Google, set a timer for 10 minutes and then we'll turn it.
All right, 10 minutes. Starting now.
Yes. I have a good feeling about this. I think this might be one of the more photogenic looking things that I have made in a while. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to keep a few basil leaves out just so we can decorate it. I'll put the rest in the fridge, which I'll hopefully be able to use soon. 1 minute left, and that is it. 1 minute. That's all you get. Get out of your system. Go, go. Would anybody like a tomato? Oh my god, hang on. Do you want a roasted tomato? No? No, you don't want a roasted tomato? Here comes the airplane. Oh, sorry, this flight has been diverted. You know, the strong winds, you know, we have to divert. We'll come back in a second. Hang on. It's on the approach. Oh, no, sorry, it's going to go around again. It's going to go around again. The winds are very strong out here. Oh, it's a rocky landing. Oh, no, we're going back. Oh, no, it's going off the side. We have to come around the third time. Oh, we can do it this time. Come on. Do it. I'm going to eat this whole tomato. If it burns my mouth, so be it. I think I'm going to cry. Oh my god. I'm eating the other one. That's so nice. Roasted tomatoes are just such beautiful little things. That's it, there's nothing else we can really do, only wait for this to be cooked. So I'll do a little tiny clean, just to make my life easier later on. Don't actually like roasted tomato. It's one of those things I really don't like in food that much. I don't like getting incinerated by my food. No, that's fair. That is fair. That should cool down a fair bit, which I think helped. But I feel you. Probably could throw a few cloves of garlic in the tomatoes. I kind of regret not doing that. It did occur to me after I put them in. I was like, oh no, if I mention it now, I'll get so in my head about it. I'll take them out and do that, and then it won't be right. But I think next time I would, because I think garlic would be nice with these flavors. Like it's not too out there as it goes, you know. Ooh. Roasted tomatoes are delicious except for the containing molten lava part. Yeah, you have to let them cool down. Like there's no two ways about it. If you eat roasted tomatoes straight out of the oven, you are out of your mind. But you know, I kind of respect the madness in a weird way. You don't like tomatoes? That is okay, good girl. That's more tomatoes for us. And to be fair, like I get that tomatoes can be a bit strange texture and you know whatnot for people. So not everyone's cup of tea. Of course, they're not everyone's cup of tea because they're tomatoes, but you know. We gotta put this in here, and this in here. I'm doing a quick little tidy of all the little broken bits of crust I have all over the place, just so I don't have to spend ages doing this later on. Now, that'll do for now. Oh, right, while I'm doing this, let's groove. Just until I get this done. And then we can sit down for a couple of minutes and have the chat while we're waiting for this. Like tomato-y olive oil here, and I don't know what to do with it. Oh my god, it's really nice. I don't want to get rid of it. It tastes so good. Oh, hang on, something's stuck. There we go. I can go there. I'm gonna fold this up. I'm going to attempt to put all of this rice in this. So I can just keep this as the blind bacon rice. Until I get some pie weights. Now. I paused Kirby's Dream Buffet to bop this. How is Dream Buffet? Is it fun? Is it a good old time? Because it looks cute. Looks very, very cute. Hello, dear. Hello, how are you, dear? Hello, I love you. How are you? Hello. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
Hi, hello.
How are you?
Good. Good. How are you doing? Yeah, how you doing? You doing good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you doing good? What'd you call me?
A dumbass.
I'm sitting down. I'm done. Oh dear. Cake, what's your least favorite food? I don't actually have a lot of foods I don't like, but I don't like prawns. There's something about prawns that just kind of freaks me out. I don't like prawns, and I don't like olives. I know, something weird about it. Gwen Tarantino, hello, how are you doing? Hello, hello, hello. I'm okay, don't worry. I'm just an idiot, don't worry. But yeah, prawns and olives, there's something about olives I just can't get on board with. I feel like maybe if I had like a particularly nice olive, maybe I'd like them, but no. Prawns just freak me out. Durandal, hello, don't get yourself get snuck up on. Oh, watch it. Oh dear. Mine's pasta. Give me PTSD. How? No, I'm not going to ask how. That's very intrusive. But oh my goodness, that's very unfortunate. Gwen, I'm going to take 2 minutes to sit down, and I'm going to give you that close up because the people deserve to see the boy. They deserve to see the boy. Ha. Well, you know, could be worse. I just didn't like fall over or anything. That would have been considerably worse. Oh dear. You and Hutch, yes, there has 1 or 2 in our time. 1 or 2. Would you like to present the shark close-up, or are you in a big rush? A big time rush? Dave, I got him, don't worry. He's good. I got him. Oh, here he comes. Oh, here he comes. Oh, he's looking at you. If you've not given Shark a hug today, !hugshark. It is free. It is easy. You can give him a big hug right now this minute and take a bit of goodness away with you. Today. On this day today. Because he loves you. And he appreciates you. It's true. It's true. Yeah. Oh, he's peeking. Oh, he's gone. Oh. Shark, what you up to? Oh. Here you go, buddy. Come here. He's been minding the beans, keeping them safe today. I've been stacking his hats together as well. It's been very nice. It's been very cute.
TF2.
Yeah. Oh dear. Is there a reason the beans wouldn't be safe?
Don't tell them about the incident.
They don't need to know. They don't need to know. It's safer this way. Much safer this way. Oh, lads, I'm so excited for quiche. Literally all we can do is wait. I could do a little more cleaning, but I kind of just want to chat to you because I can clean after and I put away lots of the big ones. I just played 20 minutes of Elder Scrolls Arena. I wish I didn't. It's aged like tweets my in 2012. No. Wait, tweets made my milk in 2012. Yeah, fair. Oh, all right, we're at the halfway mark. Whoever, I don't know who Mark is, but come on. Oh, we've lost a bit of crust. It's okay. We didn't need it anyway. Oh no! I'm after breaking a piece of crust off into it. Okay, that's gotta go. That's gotta go. I don't know how people do this without just crunching it. Because I swear to you, if I had shaped that crust, if I'd trimmed it, it would have shrunk right up into the tin. Hey Google, set a 10-minute timer. We'll be good though, it's still gonna be good.
Okay, 10 minutes.
Still gonna be good.
Starting now.
Oh dear. Oh, quiche. Quiche. The temptation to put the tomatoey olive oil on it afterwards is really getting me, but I don't think it's a particularly good idea. I feel like it would be too greasy, you know? Laura Bador says my pie pan has handles on it, which is very nice when handling the crust. I'd actually never thought of that as a thing. I think it would be handy. Or even just to put the pie tin on like a flat sheet pan, you know? And put it in there. And I probably should do something like that. I think that'll be much, much easier. Yeah, why do they not have handles? It is kind of weird when you think about it, but look it. Could be worse, I think. Could have to hold the pie in the oven, you know? Back in my day, we made the pie by holding it in our hands and sitting by the fire for an hour. Anyway, sorry, don't know where that came from. It's got, oh, Bridgersby, yes, you were on the Kirby's Dream Buffet. It's very fun and big cute, yes! Very sweet, very, very cute. Oh dear. My pie pan has handles, it still get, yeah, I suppose they still get hot, but at least you'd be further away from the crust and stuff, you know? Shiniest, hello, we are baking, we're making a quiche. It's in the oven at the minute, it's all put together. It's crumbling a little around the edges, but I think it's still gonna be good. I got a good feeling. How are you doing for yourself on this Friday, on this day of fry? I don't even know where the pan came from. I think it was left behind from the previous owner and it's now mine. How bad? How bad? Sometimes it's nice to just like accidentally inherit things from people who used to live in the house, you know? Oh dear. Oh no! Luke says my new anxiety meds come in a pills bottle. The thing is, there's also a silica gel pill inside, and every time I'm scared I'm too sleepy to realize I've been taking the wrong one. No! You don't want to be eating silica gel. Oh, you don't want that. You'd be sick. Sick gel. Ah. I'm building a Lego prison with my own pieces. Oh, that's kind of cool, actually. I've not much of a brain for making Lego out without instructions, like just making a thing out of pieces. I get very confused, you know. Oh, the fact that they make the silica gel the same shape, the same like shape and size as the pill it's a bit cruel when you think about it, you know. It's not the best thought out thing, I would say. Oh dear. You see, you don't want to take out the silica gel because that's what stops it getting. It stops them all like sticking together and getting kind of mank, you know. Who came up with that? Like, even if it was in the little sachet, you know. You know. I'm just picking up little bits of rice that are on the table. Oh. I'm so excited to eat this quiche. I'm so looking forward to it. I'm thinking I could do ratatouille next week. I'm going to look into it properly because I don't want to half-ass it. I want it to look really cool, and I wouldn't mind doing like a slightly longer stream. Now I know the limit of my microphone battery, and that limit is 5 hours and 11 minutes exactly. So, well, maybe 5 hours and 13 minutes. And I know that because the battery on it died when we were doing the IKEA building stream last week, not the other week. So I just need to make sure it doesn't take much longer than that. I once saw a pillow with the silica gel do not eat print from those packets. I've wanted one ever since. I feel like you can probably get them on Redbubble. Like, I'd say they're not too hard to come by, but I can't speak for the quality now is the only thing, you know. Yeah, very specific. I don't mind. Like, I think it's a pretty decent amount of battery. If I wanted, I could maybe borrow the ones that my dad has, but they need to go back to his work, so I don't want to be borrowing them all the time. You know, I don't want to be reliant, on them. And generally, I don't tend to go much longer than 4 hours on a Friday, so I don't mind at all. I can't change the batteries because they're rechargeable, which I honestly quite like, because I don't like having loads of batteries rolling around the place, you know, it's just a pain. I know that long term it's not that great, because, you know, the battery inside will degrade eventually, but there might be a way to replace it, you never know. You never know. We should do a Ratatouille movie night. We were always saying earlier, we absolutely should. We really, really should. I think it'd be great fun. We'll see. You never know. We will see. We'll see. Also, for anybody who has not already gone over, there's a YouTube video going up this evening, 6 o'clock my time. So pretty much exactly 2 hours from now, there's the Superliminal highlight video, which I played ages ago, and Chloe did a great old job on it. Once again, no surprise, but make sure you don't miss out. If you're subscribed, you'll see it as soon as it goes up, so hooray. You'll love the thumbnail. It's a nice, simple thumbnail. You're going to love it. I'm not in the thumbnail. Not sure how I feel about that particularly, but I think it works this time. I think it works. What was I going to say? Oh, speaking of weird pillows, you can get pillows that look like expanded lithium batteries. Fair enough. I mean, you know. Oh, good news from Quinost. Finally started reaching out to my friends after 2 years of anxiety-based isolation. It's really scary, but I'm chatting with them again. Yes! Honestly, like, anxiety can be a real fecker for that kind of thing. And I'm really glad you're getting back in touch with people, because it can be very tough to do that once you feel like you've locked yourself away for a long time. I mean, willingly or unwillingly, whatever it might be, but fair play to you. Like, getting past that first step is a big, big thing, and I'm very proud of you. I was in a similar-ish situation a couple of times myself, and I'm proud. Yeah. Yes! Yes, yeah. You go, socializing, having nice times. Yes! We love to see it. George Spelvan Niello, how are you doing? Oh, yes, I know that we have a lot of people here. I don't know how many Irish people we have here, but for anyone who is in Ireland at the minute, has anyone ever seen molasses in a shop? Because you just reminded me by coming in here, I want to try making the shoe fly pie sometime, but you need molasses for it. And I know you can substitute this, that, and the other, but I'd like to get a hold of molasses, and it's not really a thing we have here. I feel like the one place I'd find it is Fallon and Burn in town. Is it Fallon and Burn? The expensive place that has loads of random stuff, but, you know. I don't know if it's the same as treacle, is the only thing. If it is the same, then I'm way overthinking it. But even still, I don't know if I'd ever seen treacle in a shop, you know? Treacle felt like a made-up thing to me when I was younger. I didn't know it was real, you know? Black treacle, yes, it's practically the same thing. Oh, I thought it was just like a substitute, like, oh, it's close enough to this. That would be, yeah, Fallon and Burn, it's it's grand, but it's expensive. Drizzly Bear, how are you doing, by the way? Hello, hello. We got Christy Brock. Hello, the quiche sounds yummy. I might have to make one for myself for brunch. It takes a while to make, but honestly, it's kind of worth it. So when you're making the crust, you can make the dough ahead of time and just chill it, and then roll it out and do the whole lot. But it's up to yourself, you know. It's up to yourself. Treacle's not the same thing. It's much more bitter. Oh, if you add golden syrup. Oh. So, I might just see if I can find anywhere that ships it to Ireland, but you never know. Also, Zonary Kitten, hello. Treacle's in a can normally, because the only thing like that I've ever seen in a can is golden syrup. Lyle's golden syrup. And yeah, it's not something I come by very often or at all. Sorry, itchy nose again. Promise I'm not being disgusting. Hey Google, how long's left on my timer?
There's 2 minutes and 2 seconds remaining.
2 minutes and 2 seconds. Experience says we have pretty good frozen sheets of quiche dough in the supermarkets here. It makes it pretty easy to bake one. It takes me 20 minutes. That's not bad. And realistically, like with dough and stuff like that, you can like. Obviously, it's nice to make it at home, but there's not a huge difference. It's like if you get the rolled up puff pastry, like it's going to still be really good. You know, it's great to be able to make it, and I enjoy making stuff like that from scratch sometimes. It's nice to say that you can do it yourself. Do you know? Sometimes it's just handy to be able to pick it up in the shop and just rear and to go, ready to go. And there's the red can of treacle getting super value. I've never seen that at all. Now, to be fair, I don't eat super value very often, but I might have a little nose and see what I find. Totally agree. Yeah, it's the same thing like with pizza crust. Now, don't get me wrong. I would, like at this stage, because I have the luxury of being able to set my own schedule for work, and I have a lot of free mornings where I can do things and not have to rush around doing stuff. So for me personally, I don't mind taking the time to make a pizza dough, throw it in the back of the fridge for the day, and then have it that evening. But if you're on the go, you pick up pizza crust, or a little like pizza crust, pizza base, pizza dough, whatever it is, out of the shop, and you put whatever you want on it, and you're set. Like that's living. That's living. There's a lot of things where there's not really a huge difference in buying store-bought. Some things you do notice the difference, but sometimes it's just, meh. As long as it tastes good, that'll do. I think again in the supermarkets, I haven't been in one in like 3 years. It's been so long since I've set foot in a Super Value. Although now that I've stopped to think about it, I thought someone was super value is expensive. Like some of their stuff, they do like good deals on some little bits, but overall, like on average, they tend to be fairly expensive. Despite being called super value, they are like the expensive place. I need to just crunch for a second. Oh! It's time. I hope. Ooh, I'm gonna just make sure it's set. I want to make sure it's not too liquidy. Oh, I don't want liquidy at all. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna need to get one of these to take this out because this is starting to disintegrate around the edges. It's my own fault, really. It's entirely my own fault. That looks pretty set to me. Oh my god. Actually, oh, I don't want to dry it out. I think that should be fine. French fries, hello, how are you doing? Come in, come in, come in. I'm gonna see if I can just like carefully trim off the edges. It's gonna be a holy mess over here, but it's gonna be a mess anyway, so you know, I might as well. Give me a second, all right? You behave yourselves for like 2 minutes. I need to do this. It has to be done. It has to be done. I don't know how people get pie crusts even. Oh, this is such a mess. Honestly, I'm just going to bring the Hoover over here later. I'm not even joking. I just want to make sure it doesn't like entirely disintegrate when I pick it up. Because my whole thing is like, I can make a very good tasting pie crust. They will always shrink in the wrong way if I trim them even a tiny little bit, you know? I don't have great luck with them that way. Dun, 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 dun. Ah! Sorry, I burnt myself. I didn't actually burn myself. It's just like, you know, I just touched a hot bit of this. Right, that'll do. You don't see the mess. Nobody sees the mess. The mess is not real. You don't get to see that for a few minutes either. Hecha. You will not behave while Lottie. I'm watching you. French Fry says, I'm about to start putting my new gaming chair together. Your stream's going to be chill to listen to. Yes. Yes. I hope so. I hope it'll be chill. I really hope so. Oh, Miss Smith says, in a quick Google search, the brand. Oh, Meridian. Oh, I never thought to check if Meridian did one. Meridian does very good peanut butter, so I mean, you know, I hope they do good that. Basilbug, lovely to see you. Hello, and Woolpix, hello. Basilbug says I can't stay, but I saw the word basil was contractually required to pop in. So far, everything's been okay. The crust on this is a bit crumbly and crunchy and, you know, in ways I didn't really plan for it to be, but look it's still gonna taste good, and that's what matters at the end of the day. How are you keeping yourself? I hope you're doing well. I'm literally over here like, oh no, it's disintegrating. It's absolutely, oh, never mind. Never mind, it'll taste good, it's just not gonna look great. I feel like that's a running thing here, and that's why I'm afraid to make something like ratatouille, because you kind of want that to look nice, you know? Let me see what I have to do with this now that's out of the oven. Okay, we're gonna let it cool. Yeah, it says trim the edges of the pastry afterwards, but I'm trying. And it's just entirely cracking. I thought it was going mad. I was almost sure I had read that. So I feel more confused now, but look it. Okay, we're gonna leave it cool. We're gonna give it like 10, hey Google, set a timer for 10 minutes. I don't know how you're supposed to trim that without it disintegrating.
Starting now.
So, I don't know. Copies, go enjoy, play your video game, and we will see you soon. And happy birthday once again. You have a lovely time, all right? Lovely time. Like, for anyone who would be more familiar with making crusts like this, how do you trim a crust when it's already like that? Because as soon as you go at it with anything sharp, like, for me, it just cracks the whole way across. And that's the only issue I've really run into with making this kind of stuff. It's just, it tastes great. It doesn't like melt, it doesn't do anything weird, it just cracks when I try to trim it. And like really badly, like not if it cracked across we'd be laughing, that'd be fine, but you know. I trim the crust before baking. See, that's the thing, if I trim it beforehand, it shrinks too much. Even if I blind bake it and everything, it still shrinks really, really badly. I don't know. I need to bread down to trim the crust and patience. Maybe I just need to trim it a little more carefully beforehand. Every day's a learning day. As long as it tastes good, there's no waste. Pizza cutters work for it unless it's too dry. Ooh. I think you have to leave it alone at that point. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it alone now. Like I'm not gonna go back doing detailed work because we'll never have it ready. Well, it'll never be ready. Anime says, is Elsa still singing? I had to take her batteries out. Because she started singing when she wasn't being strictly activated. The Elsa doll started singing just kind of randomly. Sort of randomly, like I got one, it was sort of cursed. Like, if you tried, you're supposed to be able to wave your hand in front of her chest and she sings her little song. And that doesn't work. You have to entirely plunge her into darkness to make it work. And the problem with this is, if she's in darkness and suddenly the room is bright, sometimes that sets her off as well. So I covered her in a towel. I had her in my room. I had covered her in a towel so that no light could get through. And somehow she was still detecting the light. She was entirely covered in a towel. So I've taken her batteries out and she will sing no more. We are safe from the Elsa doll. We are all safe. Honestly, that's actually what went through my head, George. Like covering her like a bird. It's like, it's nighttime now, go to sleep. So yeah, that's the story of the Elsa doll. It was gonna happen. It's okay. It'd be like that sometimes. I'm gonna separate some of these little basil leaves so I can just throw them on top. Someday I will make a crust that doesn't disintegrate. We're safe now. That's what Elsa wants you to think. No! Oh no, it'd be just my luck. I was worried that she somehow had a backup battery, but I think for the sanity of parents all over the world, they did not do that. Because I imagine that many of those Elsa dolls, because it's not like she has phrases. She has one line from the song Let It Go that she sings. Just one. It's actually very poorly thought out. One line. Not like not that she has catchphrase. Not lines from the film. Not anything else. No other songs. Like one song. One line from the song. No accompaniment. And very easy to set off. So, you know, I'm not surprised they made it easy to take the batteries out. I imagine there were many of those dolls where the batteries were just, you know, magically taken out because you need a screwdriver to open them back. It's like, oh no, Elsa got tired, she can't sing anymore, you know? I wonder if anyone's been tempted to nick the Annabelle doll. What is the Annabelle doll? I don't know a whole lot about like haunted stuff, so. All I know is that my friend has a doll that's like I used ancient doll, an antique doll that is definitely haunted, like 100%. She doesn't need batteries, she lives on a human life force. Oh, don't like that one. Ooh, don't like that one. Ooh. Escurian says, anyone help on the ice cream flavor? Oh, we gotta vote for cherry. My favorite ice cream flavor is mint chocolate chip because I'm right. No, I like chocolate chip and mint. I just think it's nice. French fries. You wanna share the bubble wrap? Amsleda says, Shark, give me those beans. No, Shark, you can't actually give them the beans, okay? That's too much power. You can't give away the beans to the people. Shark, what did I just say? Shark, you can't give them. No, if Amsleda has them, how is everyone else supposed to see them? He's not too bothered about the outcome. He'll figure it out. You're gonna have to get those back in a minute, Amsleda. Or Shark, you're gonna have to get another tin. Yes, you. That's it, do your little groove, it's alright. All right, here you go. Nice and comfy. Let's get those beans back up. Thank you. I can't have any wars in here today. I'm not ready for it. I can't have any fights over the beans. I'm not able for it today. Oh dear, not able. But if you're not giving Shark a hug today, no time like the present, lads. No time like the present. Lottie Art says, my mum's friend is a parrot that used to scream and yell at you if you sat too close to her to start swearing if you ignored it. Oh my God, no. Oh, can't be dealing. Oh, a little note as well. I haven't gone up the P.O. box in a little while. I want to check it next week. I want to go up, and if you've sent anything, I think one person said that there was something that had arrived. So if you've sent something, make sure it hasn't gotten lost, make sure it has arrived or is still in transit and is safe at least. And we'll see what it is all about on stream. Where's Ron gone? Oh, Ron lives in the front room. Well, he lives all around the house. He gets moved around. But Ron's in the front room looking over one of McDara's monitors while he works. Oh dear, oh my goodness, that looks so nice. I think it's about set enough. I don't like to cook a quiche for too long because it gets a bit weird, you know? It gets a bit, I don't know what this means, but you know what I mean. Yeah. I kind of want a snack while we're waiting. Does anyone want an egg? I'm still hoarding these eggs that I got off Queen Rowlett. Here, do you want an egg? From the good egg jar. Well, bottle, it's a bottle. Do you want an egg from the egg bottle? Here, egg from the egg bottle. Here you go. Only one each. Only one. Don't have that many left. Burnt water, welcome in. Egg. Egg. They're really good. I don't know why they're so good, they just really are. Okay. Hey Google, how long's left on my timer?
You've got 1 minute and 51 seconds left.
That's not Googled. Hey Google, add 5 minutes to my timer. Much as it hurts.
Done.
Much as it
5 minutes
hurts to
added
wait.
to your 10-minute timer. You've got 6 minutes and 42 seconds left.
What flavor are they? I don't really know. They're just kind of sugary. They don't taste like egg. I should clarify. The egg sweets do not taste like egg. It's an excellent offering to the horde. Egg flavor. Oh, I do like eggs, but I don't think I'd like egg flavored sweets. I think that'd be a bit weird. Really like eggs. I just think they're neat. Most of the sweets are just sugary and like, yeah, a little bit of vanilla or, you know, whatever you might get. Do you know what I haven't seen in ages? You know those foam banana sweets? They probably still exist. Maybe it's just that I don't go looking for them, you know? Cake, have folks heard what a goblin sounds like today? Oh no, the imp. Oh my God. All right, fine. No. I can't, no. We can think of something new. Something new. While we're waiting, because we're just killing time until we can have at this quiche. Vampire. I wonder if it has. Hey Google, what does a vampire sound like?
This is a vampire.
I don't know what I expected. I really don't know what I expected at all. Oh dear. Hey Google, what does a werewolf sound like?
This is a werewolf.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I can't argue with that. Like, I mean, it's not like I have any evidence to the contrary, you know? Oh. What's a mummy? Oh. Hey Google, what does a mummy sound like?
This is a mummy.
No, that's someone waking up after a night on the town. Rebel Majesty, I'm so sorry. Oh no. Oh no, you poor chicken. The shark sound is just the sound of water splashing. It's very lazy. I wonder if it'll do dolphin noises. Hey Google, what does a dolphin sound like?
This is a dolphin. By the way, do you want to hear the sound of a dog?
Exotic? Yeah.
Great. This is what dogs sound like. Hey, if you like animal sounds so much, can you guess if this is a cow
Here we
or a
go.
moose?
A moose?
That's right. It was a moose. Moose can live 15 to 25.
Hey Google. Hey, what does a Canada goose sound like?
This is a Canada goose.
That was actually kind of underwhelming. I thought they'd be louder. Anyway. It doesn't matter, you see moose from miles away. Miles away. Nice. Oh dear. Model White Mage and Endy's hello. I want... She sounds aggressive because I'm talking aggressive to her. Like, it's just the way it is. Hey, what does the goose from Rugrats Search for Reptar sound like? I wonder... The goose from Rugrats Search for Reptar sounds like... It's that kind of goose sound, and it's burned into my brain because the first time a video game actually gave me a fright when I was younger. I got such a fright. I threw down the PS1 controller and I ran out of the room. Oh, like the hairdo. Thank you, Model White Mage. I'm really happy with it. I was gonna say it's growing on me, but that's a lie. Well, no, it's the truth. It is growing on me now, but I liked it from day one. I'm really, really happy with it. Yeah. I've become more happy with it over time, you know? Oh dear. What? A barn owl. Hey Google. Hey Google. What does a barn owl sound like? I think they're kind of screechy.
This is a barn owl. Hey, do you want to hear a snowy owl sound?
Yeah.
Great. This is a snowy owl. Hey, if you like animal sounds so much,
Oh, here we go.
can you guess if this is a penguin or a chicken?
A chicken!
You got it. It was a chicken. Chickens can live 5 to 10 years. How about another interesting fact?
Sure, go on.
Great. TractorSupply.com says that scientists think chickens are the closest living relative of the Tyrannosaurus rex. Are you up for another fun fact?
Yeah.
On backyardchickens.com, it says a group of chickens is called a flock. Many people ask me, what does it mean when a rooster crows? Would you like to hear the answer?
Yeah.
Here goes. According to earthsky.org, when a rooster crows, he's sending a signal to other roosters that if they trespass, they're asking for a fight. A rooster will often crow from a vantage point above his territory so he can make others more aware of his presence and so that his songs travel farther. Chickens can reach a top speed of 14 kilometers per hour. That means they can be about as fast as a skateboarder. I can also tell you fun facts about other animals. Which animal do you want to talk about next?
There was something about that with the alarm going in the background like every couple of seconds that just really got me. Okay, I think it's getting to about the time. I think it's getting to about the time. All right. Just says to put leaves on to decorate. And I mean, obviously they're going to taste nice as well and all that, I'm sure. But like, you know. I don't really know how to put leaves on to decorate. I don't know how to make it look nice. Okay. Can we get a taste prediction started? Any mods who happen to be around. The alarm was trying to get Google off the stage. It just didn't want to go. Did not want to go. Didn't want to leave. Wasn't done yet. Wasn't done yet. If skateboards aren't fast enough, can Google tell us what's the best escape vehicle if you're being chased by chickens? Time sensitive question. God. Okay, so I need you to ignore the crust on this when I show it to you, alright? Please, I beg of you to just ignore the crust. The crust doesn't matter. It's not there, it's not real, it can't hurt us. Can't hurt me, can't hurt you. You promise? You promise? Oh no, that message should say today. Oh well. Oh, we have it going. We have the prediction going. Vote now with your channel points. Heck amazing, good but not great, or absolutely not. Vote now on your phones. And while you're voting, are we ready to see it? Are we ready to see it? Are we ready to see it? Are we ready? Just please ignore the crust. It's not there. It's not there. It's not real. It can't hurt you. It can't hurt me. It can't hurt you because it does not exist. I just need to make sure I hold this the right way. It's actually cool enough to pick up now. You ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Ready? Here it is! Oh! Ooh! 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 Behold. Don't mind the crust. Don't mind the crust. Just ignore it. Just ignore it. It is beautiful. It's very pretty. Look at that. Oh, it is cheesy. Oh, it's cheesy. Would you eat it? Would you ignore the crust and eat it? Oh, no, 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 no. It actually looks pretty good. I think it's set properly as well, so I'm feeling okay about this. Yes! Oh, that is looping kind of weirdly. It's okay. The crust probably tastes really nice. I'm just, I'm just being the way I am. I wonder if I can get it to... Oh my god, I can. Hang on. I'm gonna do something very silly. It wasn't supposed to go that far. Come back. Aha. I mean, as it goes. We're at the halfway mark for the prediction as well, so get your points in, or you may be disappointed. I got a pointy boy. I'm gonna get a little plate. Pizza. Yeah, it's egg pizza, Stark. Would you like some egg pizza? I saved it. You ready, time? Give me a hint? No. Say nothing. I'm saying nothing. I don't trust eggs. What did eggs ever do to you, huh? I mean, if they give you food poisoning or something, then fair enough. Like, I can't really argue with that. Oh, something leaked out the bottom here. I'm going to bring over the thing of silly little tomato oil because it does taste delicious. Just the oil. I didn't say anything else. Do you want to try the tomato oil? It's probably not very good to eat oil, but look, sip that oil. It tastes so good because it's just got all the tomato flavor in it, you know. I'm not gonna leave it next to the laptop. What am I doing? I'm gonna leave it over here. If I want it, I can go and. Well, now the whole spoon's covered in oil. Oh well. It's nearly time. I'm gonna cut it as soon as that prediction is over. I'm gonna cut a slice. I'm gonna taste it. And I'm nervous and excited. The only thing I'm really worried about is that it's not set in the middle. It's the only thing I'm really, really worried about. Or that's not cheesy enough, you know? I feel like maybe I could have put more cheese on, you know? We'll see. 20 seconds, less than 20 seconds, only seconds to gamble. Come on, that's all we got. That's it. I'm gonna take this slice here. Please don't disintegrate, please don't disintegrate, please don't disintegrate. Hasn't disintegrated yet. All right, this is it. It's tasting time. I'm gonna take a nice little slice. I hope it's nice. I'm gonna put this basil leaf right here on my slice. Dun, 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 dun. I really hope this is nice. I'm actually like a little unsure because I know that all of the bits I tasted individually were nice, but like, you know. It's a little thin, but you know, it's fine. Do you want to see the slice? It's a little flat, but you know, I think I can live with that. It kind of looks like a cheesecake, honestly. Would you take a bite out of this? Would you? All right, I'm gonna try the egg cake. Ah! I'm not sure about the bottom crust. Well, we'll see in a minute. We'll see. I'm actually gonna move the basil because I don't want it to be like super overwhelming. All right, it's tasting time. Let's go. No more stalling. Sorry, there's something stuck in my foot. I panicked. Give me a second. Oh, it's right here. I want to put a little extra cheese on and see what it's like. Get the... Got it. No, I'm not putting sriracha on it. That would be not a sin, but I wouldn't do it. Now I'm gonna try the crust. just on its own. Let me just. Let me just give me a sec. Just give me this, okay? Now stay with me. Stay with me. Trust me. Yeah, that's good. That's good. The only singular mistake I think I made, in my opinion, like for my taste, is I should have put more cheese on. But other than that, that is good. That is good. So I need to I'll talk through it with you. So the base is actually nice. I thought it was underdone, but this kind of crust always catches me out because it's very buttery. But it seems to be done. It tastes done to me. The middle is just done. So it's really like soft and really creamy and it's really good. But I think it needed extra cheese and I am happy with that. Look, let me show you up close what I mean. It's really like silky. I don't think I've ever made a quiche before where the filling was silky. Do you see what I mean? Like it's very smooth. Do you see? Wait, focus. There you go, smooth. You see? I'm always obviously worried about it being too liquid, but that tastes lovely. It's a really light. It's really light and I like that. I'm happy with that. The tomato oil is really, I'm just gonna dip this into tomato oil. Like it feels like I'm going to die, but you know, if I die, I die, you know? The other thing I might change is I'm gonna add more tomatoes. I'm just gonna make it all, I'm just gonna eat a load of tomatoes. It's really good, I like it. Few adjustments for next time would be more tomatoes, more cheese, and a little more care and attention to the crust because that is something I fall down on. I always trim the crust too much or I don't trim it enough, but I'm pretty happy. Oh yeah. I'm pretty happy with that. I would not be embarrassed to serve this to somebody I like. You have good gambling spirit, I respect that. Sometimes you gotta take the risk. Sometimes you do just have to take that risk and that's okay. That is good. That's a solid quiche. I'm happy. Oh yeah, I'm happy. Definitely more cheese next time. I mean, How bad? How bad? You can always add cheese after the fact. You can't really take it out of a mixture, so, you know. Mozart says in my defense, I've never had a good quiche, really. Oh, that's a shame, honestly. Although, I've had a lot of bad quiches, come to think of it. Some prepackaged ones are really nice. Some of them are absolutely terrible, but that's the gamble. That is the gamble. If you'd like your own slice, exclamation mark slice, you'll definitely get one. It will definitely appear through the post magically someday. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is pretty good. I'd make this again. Just with all the adjustments I talked about. That was pretty good. Pretty good. How are we all feeling after all of that? Anyone making a quiche for themselves anytime soon? I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. Ingrid screaming, hello, my boss told me I need to upgrade one of my dashboards for the guys in the C-suite. And my contract expires in a week, only me and one other guy know our way around the database. The size of the whole thing means I'll have to spin it into a brand new dashboard in its own right. And half our team is leaving in the next 2 weeks. I'm so sorry. Oh my god, that sounds like such a mess. I'm so sorry. Oh, I hope you can manage. I really hope you can manage. That's kind of terrifying. You poor chicken. Oh my goodness. I would not wish that upon anybody. So this is an teriyaki chicken today. Oh yes. Yes. What's everyone else making? Jeff says, can you believe work called me right as the prediction ended? Absolutely abysmal behavior. Standard, and just standard. Well, you know what? I am happy with that. Can we get a resolution on that prediction? Or I can do it, I don't mind. As long as it's done, because otherwise it does expire after a while. But I am fairly happy with that. Honey Bass saying, bruschetta salmon. Ah! I've never made bruschetta, I don't think. GG, thank you. I'm pretty happy with this. Do we want another look of it? Hang on, no, ignore the crust. Ignore the crust. But sorry, I pulled a tomato out of here because I wanted a tomato in my slice. That's pretty nice. Could make it deeper. Could make it like a little thicker in terms of the mixture, and then I'd probably get away with leaving it in for a little longer. But you know what? We live and we learn. We live and we learn, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. It's good. I am really happy with it. It's pretty good. It's really good. Oh, have we had a nice time on this day today, lads? Let me talk to you for a minute before we go anywhere. Thank you for coming along today. This has been nice. I'm going to eat some more of this soon. Let me tell you what the dealio is. Next week, hopefully Monday, will be a Minecraft stream to relaunch the server. I cannot guarantee it, but we want to try and update it for Monday to 1.19.2. If you're new to the server, you can still join, like if you've recently subbed or whatever. You're not going to lose your progress. We just refresh chunks in the world and keep it going forever and ever and ever. Next week, I want to start Ori and the Blind Forest. And I'm terrified. It was actually, I was checking just out of curiosity, it's the second game I ever played on stream. And I played it for maybe 45 minutes, maybe not even that long, and I just couldn't get my head into it. And I want to give it another go, because I feel like now I would enjoy it a lot more. Like, there's loads of games I think, if I'd played them back then, I wouldn't have liked them as much. So, starting that next week. Josephine, please, we don't know which one to resolve it as. What? Oh, sorry, I said it was good. I said it was really good. Sorry. I got you all confused. Sorry. I didn't realize you were having a crisis about it. God, the three options has actually made this kind of confusing. It was sort of in the middle of amazing and good. Just wanted to make sure we got it right. Oh yeah. It's a good but not great option. Resolving is awful now. Everyone's equally unhappy. I think, okay, I'm gonna have to start setting a standard for the predictions, because it can't be perfect every time. This is not a perfect outcome. It is good. It's very good, but it could be better. So I think it's gonna have to be option number 2. I think it could be better. It doesn't look fantastic. It does taste good, but there are things that I would do differently next time. It's good, but it's not great. Sorry, I always forget that there's 3 options this time. But yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Sorry, I didn't realize. I completely forgot. I can't remember what I was talking about a minute ago. It'll come back to me. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I got very confused there for a minute as well. The economy's in shambles. You'll be fine. You'll be grand. Oh dear. Sorry, everything's gone. What was I talking about before I was talking about that? I can't remember. I actually can't remember. What's wrong with my brain? Streams next week. Yes, sorry, streams next week. Ori. I want to start playing Ori on Wednesday. I've never played it before. I don't know what I'm getting into. I have had nothing spoiled about the game for me, even though it's been out for quite a while. So, you know, we'll do that. It'll be great fun, I hope. I want to maybe try making ratatouille next Friday. I'm not going to promise it because I know I chickened out of making it before because I was terrified of messing it up, because I feel like sometimes I can follow a recipe to the letter and something will still somehow go wrong, but I really want to give it a go because I think it would be nice. I think it would be quite a bit of work, but I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun. So that's the plan. And hopefully, cannot guarantee it, but hopefully we'll be able to update the Minecraft server. We'll keep you posted on that. If we're doing it on Monday, we will let you know on Sunday evening, all right? So, acha. I remember being there for Ori this time. I think machine being beefier will help it be smoother and more fun. Yeah, I found there was something about it that was just jigging my eyes and my brain. I couldn't deal with it, so I'm ready this time. I'm ready. We should coordinate making ratatouille and having ratatouille for the movie night. That'd be kind of gas. That'd be pretty good. Exactly. Failure is a learning opportunity, and you know what? It tastes good. I can eat it, and I'm happy that, you know, it's not like waste or anything. But next week, I want to go for a better one. Sorry if I got a bit weird there. I just got so scrambled because I was thinking about several things at once, and I'm not very good at that. Oh dear. Have we had a nice time today? Have we had a very good time chatting and messing and carrying on? Let me tell you, in an hour's time, there's a YouTube video going up. Sorry, I have a timer that's going, and it says tomorrow. No, it's today. 6 p.m. my time, just over an hour from now. Why am I doing this? There's a new YouTube video going up. Please make sure you're subscribed over there. I really, really appreciate it. And, you know, give it a little like, give it a little ding, and please leave a comment. Let me know what you think of it. You know, all the usual. All the usual. And if you make some quiche that looks nicer than this over the weekend, please feel free to share it over in Food and Drink in Discord. And, you know. Oh goodness, yeah, I kind of need to lie down. I don't know why, I'm kind of wrecked after this, but this has been very fun. And I'm glad you've all had a very good time as well. I feel I had something else to say there as well. There's definitely something else I was going to say, it's gone. I might be around for some Minecraft. If anyone's on the server this evening, I've been playing it a little more, and I just, you know, like running around and doing things and, you know, carrying on. But yeah. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to do. I'm going to see what's our film night for tomorrow. Let me have a quick little look around, see what it is. See if we have something picked out. Tomorrow for film night for subscribers is going to be The Secret of Kells. If you've not seen The Secret of Kells, I'm so excited for you. It's such a beautiful film. It's so beautiful. It's so pretty, and I'm excited for you. You've no idea. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. Right, I'm going to see who I can leave you in the care of for the evening. The Twitch app has changed, and it's actually kind of driving me mad because I can't. There we go. Okay. For any new friends who have joined in today, here are all the links to all the places. We'd love to have you over in the Discord. You don't need to be subbed to join, but make sure you have your accounts linked if you are subscribed, and you get into all the behind the scenes stuff. Got the YouTube there. I'm over on Twitter where I just shit post in my own time, you know, all the usual. Let me see who's on the line, who I'm gonna leave you in the care of on this day. I think I might leave you with Sir Hannah, who's playing a little bit of Minecraft. Seems like a nice time, a nice way to spend the evening. Let me just make sure I type this all in right and correctly. Is that spelled right? Is that spelled right? I really, really hope it is. Click. There you are. Hold on tight. We're going over to Sir Hannah, lads. Thank you so much for coming along today. I hope you all had a very nice time, and I will see you again on Monday. Woo! Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Goodbye from me. Goodbye from Shark. Goodbye from Dave. And I'll see you. Go check out the YouTube video when it comes out. It's not out yet. It'd be great. I'd be very impressed if you could see it now. If you could, I have a lot of words with you. I have some words with you right now this minute. Farewell, be good, goodbye! Hey. Wait, hang on, come back. Wait. Sir Hannah's stream is down. Hang on, come back. Sir Hannah's stream is down. I'm trying to load it. Kate Shipper used unraid. That feels really weird. Hang on, hold on. I might have to send you over to somebody else. I think their stream might have just gone down. Hang on, give me a second. I might have to leave you in someone else's care. I feel so bad, but I wouldn't like to put the pressure on someone if they're having like tech issues, just like drop a load of people on them. Let's see, who can I put you in the care of instead? I'll make sure it's not all streams. Let me just double check. Okay, no, other streams are working, so I'm going to send you over instead to Goodbye Part 2. You know what? I'm going to leave you in the care of Queen Rowlett, who is, I think, just starting up. Having a little chat, getting apps. Oh, okay. So Queen Rowlett has made Bean redeems 1 channel point. So please go over and use any channel points you might have. All right, Part 2. Goodbye for real this time. We'll see you on Monday. Farewell. Goodbye. Hey, for real this time. Okay, we gotta go. Okay, we gotta get packed lunch. We're gonna bring the whole lot. If you have any channel points, you go use them now. Goodbye.